What's up, everybody? Welcome. It is December 22nd, 2024. We are 3 days away from Christmas Day. Whether you celebrate it or not, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Geekdom 101 Super Magic Show. And this episode is going to be both super and magic because last night, well, yesterday, technically in Japan, or earlier today, depending on where you're at in the world, it was made official that the Dragon Ball Super manga is coming back in February. We're going to go into that topic here today. We're going to also talk about Dragon Ball Daima episode 11, fallout from episode 10, expectations from episode 12, just all kinds of talk about Dragon Ball Super and Daima today. So welcome. Letting everybody file in right now. Of course, Super Chats will always take priority. And I thank you. And again, I hope you have an awesome week. Whether or not you celebrate Christmas, it doesn't matter to me, bro. Just have an awesome week no matter what. I will be around, though, because right now Jordan and I are still scheduled to do the Manga Laureate on Christmas Eve. Volume 22 of the Dragon Ball manga will be covered there, which is the early parts of the Frieza saga, getting towards the middle. And then on Christmas Day on Twitch, I'll be doing a special pro wrestling themed Twitch stream where me and my buddy Draven are going to be watching the 92 Royal Rumble. Please don't go up in there with Goku questions. Please don't. Whatever Goku questions you have, give them to me here today. Also, next week here on the Super Magic Show, the plan is to have Mr. Senpai, who's been literally out of the country for the whole month. He's going to be coming in, and we're going to be doing our prediction show, which right now the plan is we're going to take calls from all of you, and we're going to let you predict 2025. So it'll be a fun time next week. Make sure you hit the like button, of course, and away we go. Let me go ahead and bring in our special guest, though, because the main event topic is going to be about Dragon Ball art. So he's the guy behind the vast majority of the Geekdom 101 merchandise, and he's got his own tattoo studio, and he has his own prints out there. If you want to find his work, the description of this stream, if you check in the description, it has links to like the Etsy store and all that. So please welcome DEADDARK. Yo, you're live.
Yo, how's it going? You okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thanks for having me, man. And let's get to it.
Welcome. So where should we start? Daima or Super? Because I know where I think we should start. We'll start with you. We're going to start with you. So let's open it up. This is the Geekdom 101 store. Now, not every piece of art here was designed by this man. Not everything, because I've used different artists throughout the years. But this most recent piece here, the Pure Blood Saiyans, that's a DEADDARK. The guy on the call, right? The guy whose face is right below mine did that. He also did the father and son, this awesome father and son merch line. So check out the Geekdom 101 store. A bunch of this work is his. That, the Trunks one, of course, that's a great one. Then, now, and forever, the highest selling piece of merch in the history of my existence is this one right here. So check out DEADDARK because he's awesome, right? And I want to talk to you about it. I want to talk to you about your art. First, I want to get into get this out of the way because it needs to be discussed. So, Hideyuki Umezu, who voices Tamagami 2, passed away earlier this year in May. And I wrote that I sent condolences to his to family and friends. This guy, I think, did a pretty awesome job, even though Tamagami 2 was only there for a very brief time. And we're going to talk all about it today. Yeah, I thought he did a great job, bro.
Absolutely.
With the voice, because he had that air of like robotic confidence. Like he sounded to me maybe a bit. I mean, they all sounded pretty cool. Maybe less goofy than Tamagami 3, but I liked him.
Yeah, I think whenever they employ any kind of voice actors or anything like that for drag, they always seem to nail it. They always seem to get the voice actors and everything done spot on. They just, when you see a character design, you think, oh my God, I wonder how they sound it. And you tend to kind of make up what you think it would sound like in your own head. And every time they always nail it, every single time.
It's weird, man. It's weird. So condolences to him. Now, Dragon Ball Super. Yesterday it was made official at Jump Festa that February the 20th. Says it right there, 2/20, which is actually going to be February 19th for most of us on this side of the world.
Yeah.
Is going to be the return of the Dragon Ball Super manga. Now, it's been a year since we've had a manga. Well, no, it will be a year in March since we've had a manga chapter because the last one was the same month Toriyama passed away. But now the new story here, it's only going to be a 1 month, one shot like mini story to get things started.
Yeah.
And that is the story of Trunks and his first admiration behind Clean God and superheroes.
Yeah.
So I think some people are speculating it may take place before the superhero arc. I think some think it's after. We do not have details yet. We'll have more details the following month. But what do you think, man, about the manga coming back, in February, no less, right as Daima's about to end?
Yeah, I think it's, for me personally, I love the manga and I love the artwork. That's what I love to see. And
you are an artist, bro.
That's it. I mean, when it came to obviously we'd already seen Dragon Ball Superhero. Everyone was like, we've seen it. I don't want to see it. Yeah. But for me personally, I wanted to see it in in art form. I wanted to see it in the manga. That's what I like to see. As much as I loved the movie and I liked it a little bit more than Broly,
okay,
I loved it, and I wanted to see the manga. When the Broly movie come out, I wanted to see a full manga piece from that movie as well, but unfortunately we didn't get it all. But that's just the way I am. So with this, I'm really excited, and I think it's good as well that they haven't kept us waiting, because obviously when Daima ends,
they've kept us waiting.
Well, yes, they have kept us waiting.
We've had Daima, but what about the rest of the year, bro?
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's what they're going to do next and everything else, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, you're probably going to hear this isn't what we wanted, but for me, if as long as it's Dragon Ball, I'm in. I'm locked in, and I'm for it.
Yeah, I mean, the Clean God thing is not something that I'm particularly looking forward to, only because I didn't like the Trunks and Goten in high school stuff. I don't like it.
Yes.
I think it's not my form of it's not the kind of slice of life that I enjoy. If it's just going to be for 1 month, fine. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'd rather have a new chapter than nothing. But definitely. Still, I think a lot of people are probably, I would say, hoping for this to come and go, and then we get the next thing after that. And that could be as early as March. We don't have full details on any of this yet. This just got announced literally yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. So keep an eye out on the Geekdom 101 YouTube channel. Please don't believe things you hear on Instagram or see on Facebook. Not saying everyone's wrong, but that Janemba poster that came out, that's fake. Like
that fooled me, bro.
You gotta stop falling for this, bro, because I've been doing this shit for 10 years, and I swear people were falling for this shit 10 years ago, and I'm like, oh, there'll be a day when they won't fall for it again. Wrong.
No. Yeah.
Always fall for it, bro.
I fell for it for a very split second. I was like, nah, it's not. Just for a very split second. But I did enjoy that art, that little poster, the little artwork that was with it. I was like, that's actually quite nice. I like it. So I did fall for it.
Not just that, bro. Janemba's my favorite movie villain. I would love if they did that, but I'm not going to sit there and BS people. No, don't. That's not what's happening. And instead, we're getting this, which, like I said, I'm not really super excited for this. I'm more excited for what's going to happen after. That's really what I'm excited for. So let me actually ask the chat. We're going to open up a poll real quick. And yes,
Cool.
there's super chats coming in. I'm going to take a look at the super chats here in just a moment. Just bear with me, y'all. I'm going to get to them. So, hold on. So the question I'm going to ask is, what do you want to see next in Super? So I'm going to give y'all a number of options. Black Frieza arc, something Demon Realm, like a sequel, like with Rymus or something like that. Actually, let me hold on. I'm gonna put the one everybody wants, Planet Sadala.
Yeah,
of course.
That's
or you can only pick one. Now, what I am asking y'all for, I'm not saying that you only pick just the one you like the most. I want you to pick the one you want to see next, not 3 arcs down the road. Next. So your options are, and I went ahead and putting the poll out right now. Black Frieza. I wrote arcs when I meant to write arc. Demon Realm, Sadala, or Tournament of Power 2. Which of those would you like to see next? I'm asking you, bro.
Yeah. I was just about to say, for me, because he is my favorite character, I want to see Black Frieza. That's what I want to see.
That's my favorite character.
Yeah, we both share the same favorite character. So I want to see Black Frieza, but what I would like to see from Black Frieza is different techniques. Because obviously it's going to be like, oh, it's another transformation. I'm strong. I'm going to beat the crap out of you, and then, do you know what I mean? But I'd like to see like what this black form, it's created something else. It's a different type of power that Goku and Vegeta have never come across before. That's what I'd like from that form. Because
it's already impressive with what we've seen. That was what, 6-7 pages, right? It wasn't a lot.
Yes, and the arguments that I used to see about whether or not he was Black Frieza when he hit them, or whether he was white, that I was seeing when I was on Facebook. That was quite funny, but it was very impressive, and I was just like, this is Frieza. This is what I want. Just one shot, and just left. And now Goku and Vegeta are in their heads like, oh crap, we're in trouble. And we all want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are assuming that Black Frieza is the very next thing because it was the last cliffhanger we got before Superhero, the arc, and because Toyotaro drew Black Frieza as the Welcome to Jump Festa art this year. So I think logically speaking, I understand people wanting to see that next and thinking it's going to be next, and it very well may be next after this Clean God thing. But at the same time, they could do Sadala first, show a little bit more of Black Frieza. They don't have to jump immediately into Black Frieza. They could do something else in the meantime, then it wraps back around to Black Frieza. They don't have to just go right to it,
From the last arc, do we know, or we probably do, but I've forgotten, how much time there is before we get to the end of Z? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to be running out of time soon.
Well, they're pretty close to being out of time because Toriyama, before he passed away, said that Superhero was the last story before End of Z. So we're within a year of, now they can still squeeze something in. Like they could legitimately still squeeze something in because like people forget, and it's not their fault. It has to do with like your perception. The Majin Buu saga was Dragon Ball Z episodes 200 to 288, right?
Yeah.
Or 288, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes. That's 88 episodes, 89 episodes, right? 3 days. The entire Majin Buu saga is 3 days. So you could do a long arc that takes place within the span of a week. And you could do that. Yeah. Time is not that big of an issue, but I think a lot of people do want to see End of Z. I mean, I've talked about it, I don't know how many times, which I'm blue in the face. You'll think I'm Glorio with how many times I've talked about it, bro.
I don't want them to retcon it either. I want them to keep the ending exactly how
they're
it
not
is.
going to change the ending. They're
Yeah.
not.
I hope they don't.
contextually it's already changed.
Yes.
But the events haven't really changed.
Yeah. Like the beginning of Dragon Ball has changed, and I didn't really like it, but it is what it is.
I mean, I don't like a lot of the retcons at all.
Yeah.
I complained this week about the Piccolo one that I don't like. I know some people are trying to say, oh, maybe he did forget. It's not likely, bro. It's just not likely,
how would you forget?
bro. Like, you've got Kami and Nail inside of you,
Mm-hmm.
and you forget your native language. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. Like,
yeah,
I think some people, what irritates me about my career, and you've seen this firsthand, is if I say something nice about Dragon Ball, I'm a fanboy. If I criticize something I don't like, I'm a hater. And it's like, fuck both of you. Like,
you can never win.
No, you can't win. Yeah. I love Dragon Ball, and I like Daima, and I liked episode 11. But
there's nothing
Piccolo
about Dragon Ball.
Stupid. That Piccolo line was stupid. I mean, I could say that.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, how many times in Dragon Ball have there been stupid lines and stupid things that contradict?
There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
I think that's just part of Dragon Ball. You're gonna get these stupid lines and stupid things that happen, and it's gonna be like, oh shit, and they've probably just forgotten. Oh shit, yeah, because obviously we're us as fans, we are reading it, we're watching it, we're scrutinizing it, we're analyzing it. They're not. They're just trying to tell a story, and they've got, oh yeah, what about this? And they might have a couple of researchers that say, oh yeah, don't forget about this, and that's it. But we go into it so deep because we want more all the time, and we're trying to find stuff and analyze stuff all the time, and they probably don't do that as much as we do.
And they don't care as much, but that's one that's in the original manga. Like, you can retcon things from Super, and you can retcon things from like GT and all that. That's fine. But when it's in the original manga, it just looks a lot worse. Now, I want to quickly, before we get to these super chats, I want to address this comment right here by Magan Hassan, who says he's probably lying about that just so he can keep an eye on Neva. He's suspicious of him. So I've seen this comment a lot. Right. I have seen this comment a lot. And while there is a possibility, I am not going to say that's not possible. Piccolo is also somebody who is not often a liar. However, he is a tactician. So while this is possible, I think we need more evidence before we say that. Hopefully Magan Hassan will understand. If I don't think it's Megan, I think it's Magan. It's more of an Arabic type of name. If I fucked up your name, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I quite like that. It's possible that he could, but I don't think I've ever heard Piccolo verbally be deceptive. Obviously, in battle strategy, yes. But yeah, I think you're right. I mean, why not? I mean, for all he know, he could have Nail and Kami speaking to him in his mind and saying, there's something off about this guy. And I think he's playing a bigger role than
it could be. No,
think.
Listen, it could be. I just don't think, based on what we've seen. First of all, I'm just going to say this. Neba's not the final boss. Yeah. That's not a leak. That's me being honest with you. From what I've seen, he's not the final boss. Now, does that mean he's not going to be involved in the finale, or he's not secretly evil? No. Because I think the finale, I think the final fight. So all hell will break loose on Daima in the last 4 episodes. So we're going to see everyone. So I'm going to tell everybody this. Magan, okay, I got his name right, or her name. I'm sorry if I fucked up your gender. So we've got all these different forces. We've got the Tamagamis. We've got the Arinsu group with Marbo. We've got Degasu and Glorio. Then we've got, Degasu and Gomah, and then we've got Goku's group. So they will all converge together in this big final battle. So I could see Neba being the traitor, but he's not someone who's going to get fought. I knew you were a guy, bro, but I wasn't sure. You know how people get. But yeah, we don't know for sure if he's going to be the final boss, but I don't think he is.
No, and then I think probably the only way he could possibly do that, if he was to be the final boss, which I don't think he will be either, would probably be to like forcefully absorb Piccolo. But then what would be the point? Because although he is powerful, he's
that would be something. That would be something. Or Piccolo absorbed him and got all this knowledge.
Yeah, or he somehow manages to make a wish himself, like what King Piccolo did, and make himself young again. And actually, because he's so old, his powers are really suppressed, and maybe it just explodes. You don't know. There's loads of
Neba's physically not strong, but
no.
and some of y'all have commented about this in the past. When he fucking did that magic spell where he brought the Dragon Balls out and was able to turn them back on again, that is magically, not physically, magically, that is OP as fuck.
Yeah,
Kami never did that. Dende never did that. The Grand Elder of Namek, I don't even know if he could have done that. That is some power.
Guru.
Magically, that's some power, bro.
Do you mean Guru? Do you mean Guru? Because I don't think he could even bloody move, to be honest.
Well, Guru's the dub name, brother. We don't do that here.
Yeah. But yeah, so
even though we're gonna have we've had dub actors on, and we'll have them. No, the Grand Elder, bro. Guru, because they didn't want to call him Saichuru, which just means Grand Elder. So the Kai dub calls him Grand Elder. All right, we got to get to these super chats. We got 6 of them here, and then I'm gonna ask you about art. So Lieutenant LX619 says, "Hey Poppy, thanks so much for your vids, man. Helps me out getting through military service." Well, I know a lot of people in the armed forces personally, and I know how hard that is. I have friends of mine who are Navy SEALs. I have a couple in the Army, a couple that were in the Army. I went to high school and made friends with a lot of people that were in the military. So I can understand how hard it is. And if I can help you feel better and feel more connected to Dragon Ball, hopefully let you watch the shit on the base. You would assume so, right? Let's hope so.
I think so. Yeah.
So thank you. Good luck. Robert Wolf, since everything is from the demon realm, Toriyama should have renamed the series Ball at this point. Ball? I mean, the word ball is in Daima. He probably means like demon ball. Yeah,
but it's not about okay.
Right. But Daima, the word Daima is short for Daimakai, which is demon realm, great demon realm. So you're already kind of getting that. Sega Herman, excuse me. What is your favorite Goku gi? Mine is the one he wears on the cover of Dragon Ball, the complete illustrations. I like the blue end of Z Goku gi the most. What about you?
Mine, I loved to be fair, I was actually talking about this to one of my friends. I love it when they wear stuff they're not supposed to wear. So the Yard Rat and the Saiyan armor.
I like those two. Vegeta with the Badman shirt. You know what I like too? The Resurrection F Universe 6 gis they had for just those 2 arcs. Those were cool.
I love it. Yeah. I love the boots. I like it when it's completely different. Just because like if I saw Piccolo in like in a Saiyan uniform, which obviously he would never wear, I like
wish
it.
He would.
I like it. I like to see.
Why don't you draw it? You can draw whatever you want. See, as an artist, you can draw whatever you want. I don't have that kind of talent. See, if I want to whack off to hentai, I gotta look at someone else's drawing. You can draw whatever you want. Oh, I'm sorry, we're live. We should be having this conversation.
It was a handy thing in school when it was difficult to gain access to that stuff.
I'm sure it was a handy thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I made some money in school from doing stuff like drawing that kind of stuff. But
I want to ask you about your art. So let's get to these last couple super chats here. Robert Wolf said rename the series Demon Ball typo. Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking he was saying. Well, like I said, Daima is Daimakai, so you're close. Juan Carlos Royo Ayun with that's not $500 American. I'm not even sure what currency that is, but it looks like a lot, but it's probably not that much. But I still appreciate it. No matter how much you give, I appreciate it. He says, do you guys think Piccolo could hang with Majin Buu in a fight, or is Piccolo too weak at this part of the story? That's actually a pretty good question because Piccolo is pretty strong in Super. This is before Super, and this is definitely before Superhero. Now, here's the problem with this. In the Buu saga, Piccolo did nothing. I mean, he was hanging out with Gotenks, teaching Goten Trunks the fusion. didn't get into almost any fights. He chopped Babidi in half. So while part of me thinks that, yes, part of me thinks, oh, MX is Mexican peso. Okay. So $500 is like 10 cents. No, it's not, bro. I'm kidding. It's really not. It's like 20. It's like $25. No. But I appreciate it. So that explains his name. I think Majin Boo. I think the issue with Majin Boo is that he's probably not that weak. He just doesn't know how to fight yet. That's my guess. I could be totally wrong about that. This is not a leak. This is a guess. So it could be a situation where Piccolo might have trouble with it, but he could also win too. You know, he could.
Yeah, I was going to say that I would. I would probably say.
You know what? Now that I think about it, he probably would. At least Majin Boo right now. Yeah,
I think Piccolo bodies Boo, to be honest, only because of his battle experience, which goes a long way. It goes a long way. He might have all the Boo might be stronger than him, but if you haven't got that battle experience and fighting experience,
someone in the chat asked how come they don't have a female Piccolo. I'm gonna let the chat answer that one for you, bro.
There is a reason.
Yes, there is a reason. It was said in Dragon Ball Z, but yeah. So, what do you think? Piccolo can beat Boo or no?
I would say so. I would say so. I think he would probably overpower him a little bit, and then just his battle instincts would kick in, and he was like, "Right, I could beat this guy. He's only been alive for 20 seconds. I could beat him."
Tactically. Yeah. No, I love how Majin Boo is like, "I've always wanted to have a brother," and I'm like, "You've been alive for like 20 minutes." No, he's great.
I love him.
20 minutes, bro. Like,
I love him. He's such a cool character. I think I prefer him to Duu, to be honest.
Duu is a different character, but he's the fat guy who likes chocolate.
Yeah, which actually, to be fair, that's a picture that I'm actually working on about that, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll keep that between us. Now, I did want to actually highlight this.
Okay.
It's not a super chat. We'll get back to those. But do you think Duu and Boo are the Dragon Ball equivalent of SpongeBob and Patrick? You know, I've heard that. I've heard that from people. And I didn't even pick up on it till
it makes complete sense.
After I did my damn breakdown, my fucking breakdown video, someone's like, "Why didn't you say this?" And I'm like, "Oh shit,
that's brilliant."
When Goku wore the fucking bear hat from Bob's Burgers.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I like that. I love it. That's brilliant.
Yeah. All right. Bass Fishing. That's a funny name. I wish they made Dragon Ball JRPG or RPG game. Yes. Please unban my main account called Wachowski's Fishing Sickness. It won't let me super chat there. I don't remember banning that account, but I may have and just forgot about it. So, okay. I'm going to try to do it now, but if it takes too long, I need you to email me because I don't want to take up the entire stream just trying to unban you because it could take me a minute to find the account. So Wachowski's, is that what he said? Wachowski Fishing Sickness?
Yeah.
I have never heard of this account in my life until just now. So if I banned him, it might have been an accident. I mean, I remember last week, it was on the Mandalorian. I accidentally banned somebody and I was like, "Yo, I'm so sorry." And then I checked my my inside my YouTube and I didn't ban him, but I thought that I did because I meant to hit a different button. I meant to click the star on my screen, but I accidentally hit, ban, and I was like, "Oh shit." So
it happens, doesn't it? It happens.
I do not remember banning this guy at all, dude. Let me see.
It's probably
okay. It says it might have been an accident,
Yeah.
Or he might have said something that pissed me off, but I am forgiving. So, anyways, yes, I also would like a Dragon Ball JRPG. Thank you, Yuda. Hopefully you're not Wheeler Yuda. He says, I hope they make cooler canon. Okay. That's not going to happen. Now, what I think you're really asking is Toriyama going to well, it won't be Toriyama because he's gone, but Toyotaro, Akio, whomever. Are they going to repurpose Cooler from the movie and put him into the series? Because when Broly appeared in Dragon Ball Super Broly, that was not Broly's canon now because that's not true. because the Dragon Ball Super Broly is not anywhere near the same character of the original Broly. The Z Broly and the Super Broly are two totally different people, personality-wise. They look alike, but that's about it. So what he means is they take the idea of Cooler and rewrite him. And brother Yuta, we've been talking about that now for 4 years. So you are not the first one to bring that up. What do you think as an artist about Cooler's design?
I love it. I do like Cooler's design. I remember when I first watched it many years ago on video, VHS. And
I saw it on VHS too.
Yeah, me and my brother were watching it together, and obviously he's in his form. He's by the waterfall, transforms, and me and brother were like, Jesus, when his foot just crushes him, we'll be like, wow. I like Cooler. I do like Cooler. He's a great character. It's a really good design. It just shows a completely different side of what their race can do. In terms of the look, I love it as well. I like the color format as well. It's brilliant. Absolutely amazing. They always seem to get it right when they're designing characters.
That's a Toriyama original too.
Yeah, it's
he drew Cooler.
Yeah, I remember seeing the character sheets.
I can get that for you. I can get that for you.
I love them. I love all them character sheets.
I actually got my hands on some very interesting GT stuff. We'll talk about it when we get off the air. I didn't get my hands on it directly. It's a guy I know named Omni he basically found on eBay a bunch of old Toei Animation internal documents. This is stuff from like 96 that they threw out. Somebody who worked at Toei. This is a trippy. I haven't told this story yet to you or to the people in the chat. So somebody who works at Toei from the 90s, I have no fucking clue who it was, got a bunch. We're talking about like 60, 70 pages this thick of internal materials from GT, like early character sheets, early designs. I mean, like a lot of like unfinished drawings. There's like notes that were written by Tadayoshi Yamamuro and like Morishita, and so he's got like a bunch of stuff, and I'm showing it off little by little on socials. Maybe we'll do a video about it.
Yes, I would kill to view all that, and if you do a stream on it, hit me up.
You've already seen enough things. You've already seen enough things that you're not supposed to see, bro. We'll leave it at that. But I want to answer this question: what's happening in February, Geekdom? Well, let's see. Royal Rumble, the Super Bowl, Cobra Kai finale, Captain America 4. That's about it, right? I can't think of anything else. Can you? Actually, all joking aside, like I'm not even trying to be funny right now. Like February is going to be a crazy month for sure because of all the shit that I'm into. So, Air Dog says Gomah can see anything. Does he know Arinsu's plan? I don't think so. I think his viewing globe is focused on Goku now and Goku's friends. I don't think he has any fucking clue what Arinsu's doing. But also be aware, she might be using some kind of magical boundary or some kind of magical barrier or something to block him out. That could also be the case. Or Marba. I mean, these are magicians. You know, we talked about this. We talked about this going all the way back, a year ago. We talked about how, like I talked about this on a stream, how in Daima, Goku will be challenged by magic. Came true, and not necessarily just physical strength. So that's interesting. Now, let me get to you, brother. And by the way, y'all keep sending your super chats. And I want to talk to you about episode 11 of Daima. But first, how did you first get into drawing at all? And then how did that story kind of segue into, because the story I want to tell here is how you took your artistic ability and were able to kind of just start off as a kid learning how to draw and eventually make a living doing tattoos. You're one of 2 tattoo artists that I know, actually 3, but one of them doesn't do tattoos anymore. That drew Dragon Ball and anime and shit. And you do more than Dragon Ball, but I'm saying, how'd you first realize that you had artistic talent?
This is going to make me sound a little bit doesn't put me in a good light, but it's not something that I've ever really noticed that I'm good at when I was younger, when I was a kid. It was just so I was into computer games, and I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog, and I wanted to just it's a really hard way to describe it. I just kind of wanted to just create it, so I drew it, and I'd sit there for hours just drawing it and drawing it and drawing it until I got it right. Had to be perfect, and that's kind of how I evolved from there. I've always drawn cartoons and things that I'm interested in, so and it's the same now. Like, obviously I love the design of, say, Majin Boo. I had to draw it. That's just the way my mind goes.
You drew it really quick too.
Yeah,
you had that up like before, when the episode, like right after it aired, you had it. I think it was maybe an hour.
Yeah, straight away. And usually, and it's a case of a lot of artists, about 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll find me drawing. And that's just kind of the way that I am. And if I see something I like, there's usually an element to that particular drawing that draws me to it. So for Majin Buu, it was a color. And it's obviously not just Dragon Ball as well. Like I said before, I'm a huge Alien fan, so I draw Alien all the time.
And that's a lot of slime and like the saliva.
Yeah,
and
there's just so much detail and texture and things, and I like to try and recreate that as best I can. Say with like Sonic, and yeah, I just it's like a compulsion. I have to do it. I have to draw it. I can't focus. So she's not my wife yet, but I call her my wife anyway. She'll fiance. She I don't know how she copes, because I could be, if I'm focused and I've got like tunnel vision, it's probably an ADHD thing. I can't get out of it. I have to do what I've got to do, and I have to draw it. That's just kind of how it works when I was a kid as well. I just had to draw it.
Do you when did you actually like turn it into a career? Like, how did it go from you drawing as just an artist that to kind of work through your ADD or whatever, ADHD? How did you end up flipping it into actually doing tattoos? Because I know that when you do, I don't have any tattoos, but I know it's like there's like the what do you call what the hell's that thing called again?
The machine.
It's like an ink thing. Well, the thing, you know,
Yeah. So it's called a tattoo machine. Some people call it a gun. Yeah,
a tattoo gun. That's what I've heard. Yeah.
So it's not a gun. That is like a little inside tattooer thing. We hate it being called a gun because it's not a gun. But yeah, it's a tattoo machine. So I've always liked tattoos ever since I was tiny. I was a big fan of Street Fighter, and Vega had the big tattoo across his chest, and I was like, "That's cool."
Snake.
Like, that's cool. That's cool. So I've always had an interest in tattoos, and I've always been drawn to tattoos. A lot of my family are into tattoos as well, but I anything artistic I've been into. So painting, I did sculpture, I did realism, realistic portraits.
Isn't it more difficult to draw on somebody's body though than to draw on a flat surface, like a flat piece of paper?
Not I suppose when I first started it, yes, but you as an artist, you kind of adapt to your canvas, so you can have like different types of paper that you have to adapt to. So you have to use different materials to create different effects. So I kind of treated it the same way. And obviously when I had an apprenticeship, when I was learning how to tattoo on skin, so you practice on like fake skin. Sometimes you practice on fruit. Yeah, you have
there's like schools for this?
No, not a school. So you basically you
train under a tattoo artist.
Yes, yeah. So that's basically what you do. They give you fruit, they give you vegetables that you can practice on. Then you practice. Yeah. And then eventually you tattoo yourself. And then eventually you start tattooing real people, usually for free, because you're learning. And then when you eventually start getting good enough, you then start progressively increasing your prices because your skill level increases. And that's basically how it is. And I've been doing it for 9 years now.
When did you start doing Dragon Ball characters?
So Dragon Ball characters, I started that when I was about 12. When I first, in fact, actually, no, younger than that. Whenever it started in the UK on Cartoon Network is when I started it. So, oh
That
God.
would have been that would have well, which time? Because the 90s, that might have been
Yeah.
the late 90s or
Yeah,
early
I think it was
early 2000s.
probably late 90s, I think. Because I remember when
Someone's
I remember,
comparing you to Stipe Miocic. I don't know about that. You have fought in the cage though, right? No,
yes, yeah.
You have and your chick has, right?
Yeah. So me and my fiance, we used to train together. And she's strong. She's very strong.
Somebody in the
Yeah.
chat, so people are looking at your work. And let me
Thank you.
show you here. Yeah, they're saying your Pokemon set is good. This is kind of what I was trying to tell you a couple weeks ago when you had your little. I'm not going to go into details. It's nobody's business. But you had your like, let's just say your moment of lack of confidence. I'm like, bro, if one person doesn't like your art, 10,000. It's no different than me, bro. I may actually legitimately in this fandom have. Like legit, I may have like 5,000 people that don't like me. Maybe more than that. Maybe less than that. Maybe it's like 2,000. I think most just don't care. Like, you know, or they don't really care that much. But if I have 5,000 people that don't like me, but I've got like hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands that do, it kind of makes everything easier. Yeah, because you're just not going to please everybody, bro. I remember one time, I'm going to tell a personal story right now. This is a very personal story, but when I was younger, I went on a date with this chick, and we had met up in person for the first time. It was one of those things where I met her on the internet first. I don't recommend people do this, but everybody does it now. But this is a while ago. This is before dating apps. This is like chat rooms, and we didn't
MSN.
vibe. No, it wasn't MSN, but we didn't vibe. we did not vibe. So, and I got home and I just felt really emotional. Like, I wasn't that into her, but I was young. And so she just wasn't into me. And my roommate at the time was like, he told me, he's like, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes girls aren't going to like your face. They're not going to like your body. They're not going to like the way you talk. They're not going to like the way you smell. Some are going to like it. And I always kept that. I always. And this guy, I haven't talked to in about 10 years. I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's doing okay. But like, I always remembered that. Like, some people are just not meant to vibe with others.
Yeah, that's right. And I think when I had my little meltdown, it's kind of the way I do things. So if something's...
No, she did not weigh 300 plus, bro. That's funny. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That was a funny question.
Yeah, so I kind
of
over
here. He's over here like, you dated a chick. I'm calling bullshit. Well, unlike you, bro, I'm not a virgin. But go
ahead. Yeah. So basically, I have to crash right down to the bottom, and then I have to climb back up. That's just my process. Because it's happened to me so many times. Like when I was, well, at one point in my life, I was homeless. I was living on the street.
Me too.
And
I've been there.
I have to get to the very, very bottom because it can't get any worse. And I know some people might think, oh, that's not a big deal, but like
rock bottom, you mean?
Oh yeah, I have to get rock.
I think some people need, I'm gonna be real with you. Some people need to hit rock bottom.
Oh yeah.
So then they can bounce back up. Because when you hit rock bottom, like, all joking aside, I'm not even trying to be funny because I've hit rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, the only place to go is up from there, bro.
That's 100%. I think everybody needs to do that. I think you're right. They do. And for me, I've had a lot of doors closed. I've had a lot of doors opened, and I've had to smash down a few doors as well to prove myself. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm happy with my artwork. One person wasn't happy with it, and that's completely fine. They're obviously they're all entitled to opinion. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's great. I think it's the way it was said was a bit like, oh, it was a bit unnecessary. But it is what it is. And
No,
the
I
people
get
that
it.
are saying they love my work, I really genuinely appreciate it. Everyone that likes my work and buys my work and stuff like that, I genuinely appreciate it. It really means a lot to me.
So we've got people in the chat from all over the place. The guy from Mexico's in there, probably a couple of them. We got people in the United States. We got people probably around all parts of Europe and India. If someone wants to get a Dragon Ball tattoo from you, how can they get that? They got to book a flight to the UK, right?
Yeah.
Unless
So
you're coming here.
If there was somewhere that would have me in their studio in America, I'd be over, no problem.
You gotta fork out some cheddar cheese to get him over, bro. He'll do your whole body, bro.
Yeah, but you got to spend money to make money as well. So, so I'd have no problem with that. But yeah, basically, if there's someone's looking for a tattoo, the best thing to do is to message me on my Instagram page, which is just DEADDARK, which is my tattoo page. Tell me your idea, book a deposit, and then that's it. Just tell me what you want, and then I only need like a little bit of ammo, and then I'll create something.
So you're gonna draw it on a piece of paper first. Then if they like it, then they can go and get it done.
Yep.
Okay,
that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So will he tattoo my privates?
I have done that before on people.
Wow.
Wow.
I almost want you to tell that story.
I can tell it. So one of my friends, we were all just messing around and having a joke. And another tattooer said to my other friend, he said, why don't you get my name tattooed on your Johnson? And he says, nah. And he goes, I'll give you 100 quid, which is £100. And he says, no. And I says, I will chuck in £100 as well. And he said, no. And then so there was me, the other tattooist, our clients, and 2 other people that all put in 100 quid. And he had his name tattooed. He had the word Andy tattooed down it. And he also had somebody else's name tattooed down it as well. And we did that. But then also...
But how do you get a tattoo on your dick without it hurting like a motherfucker?
They hurt everywhere. They hurt everywhere.
But I'd rather DEADDARK. I'd rather have a little sore elbow than my cock. You understand what I'm saying? I would rather have my right butt cheek being sore than my Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you there are some funny stories when people get into. I've had a woman orgasm when I've tattooed her.
Now we know why she came back for more, bro.
No,
and then you got engaged to her, right?
No, but she calls me a bone carver. She says she hates it when I tattoo her, but
you go in too deep, it hurts.
No, yeah, you can't go in too deep. It's like you have to hit like a certain layer of skin.
That's what she said.
Well, she always said it's never too deep. But yeah. So you can't go too deep because you'll do something called a blowout, which is where the ink spreads under the skin, which is not tattooing properly.
That's bad. That could fuck shit up.
Yes. Yeah. So it looks like.
Have you ever done the elephant tattoo on someone's bottom?
No. But when I was an apprentice, the person that was teaching me, she tattooed Pinocchio just under the belly button. And obviously you can guess what the nose was.
Oh my God, bro. No, the best one ever is get a tattoo on your dick that says okay. And then when it gets hard, it says Oklahoma.
I like it. I wouldn't have a tattoo there.
No, I don't want a tattoo there.
Yeah, but credit to the people that do.
The only place I would ever get a tattoo is like here. You know what I mean? The most basic place, you know?
Yeah.
Like face tattoos are bad because you might, like unless you're like Mike Tyson, you're a fighter, like you're not going to get a regular job with a face tattoo like at a bank or whatever. There's pros and cons. So,
well, this is where tattooers really should be a lot more responsible. So if they're quite young, depending on what their job, you should
tell them like, I'm giving them advice, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't tell that. I would strongly advise to not get your face tattooed. There's usually a rule with tattooists as well. So you won't usually tattoo their neck unless their arms and body is quite full. And then you tattoo the neck.
The Undertaker.
And then you might move to the face, but I mean, I've got a face tattoo. I've got like a little small one there, but I'm actually getting that removed with laser because it was a big regret and I wish I never had it.
And the laser is supposed to be really painful from what I hear.
It is painful, but it's nowhere near as painful as a tattoo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, let's talk about this. I want to show some of this. I can't show too much of it because of copyright, but I want to make a point to this. This is only the first part of the fight, but man, did I have fun watching this fight.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel like people who are not too excited about Daima should really be sent this video because and it's not even over yet. This fight is going to continue next week. Vegeta's not going to die. And I'm not going to try and spoil it for you. Vegeta's not going to die inside the belly of a fucking whale. It's not happening, all right?
Yeah,
this
I mean,
fight will continue.
It's quite obvious he's going to go Super Saiyan. You know,
well, it's in the intro.
Yeah. Also, as well, it's usually Vegeta goes Super Saiyan straight away. He very rarely fights like Goku does, where he just gauges the enemy first and then transforms.
Here he did that, but I like how, and I love this fight, dude. I absolutely love how Vegeta, and by the way, super chats, we're gonna get to him in a minute. I love how Vegeta is so aggressive with the way he fights. And if you notice, and this is something that people really need to go back and look at the old Dragon Ball Z and read the manga, right? Vegeta always used more key attacks than Goku. Goku doesn't really bust out long-range attacks that often. He has done them, but obviously I think the greatest Kamehameha in history is the fucking warp Kamehameha on Cell when he teleported point-blank range and blasted him up. Some say, like, you know, the Kefla one is the best one. That one's in my top 3, but man, that fucking Cell one was fire. Vegeta, though, loves to do long range, and I love how the strategy of this fight, dude, you guys, man, this is why people need to watch Dragon Ball with me on Twitch, because I'm such a mark for this shit. I am such a mark for Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
When you really watch Dragon Ball, bro, and you see like what Vegeta's doing, he's only using the Ki Blast to distract Tamagami so he can come up behind him and hit him. And that's not going to work because Tamagami's good.
Yeah, it's all strategy. It's all strategy. So, you know, he's a fantastic fighter. He I don't know whether it's a hot take or not, but I always consider Vegeta a better fighter than Goku.
Well, he's got a different style, and I like that. I've always liked the fact that they have a different style. I've always liked that.
Yeah. It's honestly
Piccolo has a different style from the both of them.
Yeah. Well, they've all had different training, different upbringings, you know. So obviously Goku, you know, first starting off with Grandpa Gohan and stuff, and with Roshi and all that sort of stuff. Whereas Vegeta is coming from a pure warrior race.
Fighting his whole life, but Goku's fought most of his life too.
Yeah. But in very different circumstances as well, very different circumstances, you know. Daima is just one of those where it's so fucking amazing. I haven't enjoyed when Super first come back, I loved it and I did like it, but there were when Super first started, I was all over it. I loved it, but Daima is hitting something really special. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The colors, the fluidity of the animation, the story, the interaction between characters. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's for me, Dragon Ball Z was what got me into anime, as probably did most people.
A lot of people, yeah.
And Daima is the second to me. It's up there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think any of the modern stuff compares to the old stuff, but
Absolutely
I think Daima and Dragon Ball Super Broly have kind of come close, those two things. And that doesn't mean that I don't like Superhero. It's just that Broly did recapture the Z vibe. Now, before we get into this clip, so I want to address the voting from about 45 minutes ago. Black Frieza arc has won with 50%. Number 2 is Planet Sadala with 25%. Number 3 is the Demon Realm Rimus at 17%, and Tournament of Power 2 is at 8%. And I'm glad those are the results because I don't want to see a Tournament of Power 2 anytime soon. I'm not saying I don't want to see it, but there's other things that I want to see ahead of it.
They usually do chuck in a tournament every now and then, though, don't they?
Well, every now and then, but I think we need more time. So let me play this clip. First of all, can you hear this?
Yeah.
You can hear it.
I can, yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so Vegeta starts off. We're gonna. I love this fucking fight, but we're gonna break this down. Nope. And then here. Look at that. The next frame, he goes to attack. I love the Tamagamis, bro. I love the Tamagamis because the Tamagamis represent like solid martial arts warriors, but with weapons. Oh man, they're so cool. Yeah. Okay, so I want to point this out to y'all. This is for you, Dead Dark, and to the people in the chat. When I first saw this fight Friday morning, I was like, there's no music.
Yeah.
That's weird. The first part of this fight has no music, but then I thought about it. I like it without music because you can hear the sound effects of the fucking trident, choo, 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 like, and their voices, and it sounds so like, you know what I mean? Like it sounds like strong.
It's more impactful. It's showing how strong they actually are. Like, and this is a battle. This is a battle.
Not just that, but and I've talked about this before. Unlike Dragon Ball Super, Daima has thankfully brought back the sound effects from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Old school Toei sound effects.
Yeah.
Wait, let me get to this part. Again, he goes for a long range attack.
Yeah.
And I love it. And he gets, so the idea is I'm going to blast you. I know you're going to move out of the way, but I'm going to go around and get you when you move out of the way.
It creates an opening. So if you're creating all these long range attacks, he has to get past them. So it's kind of like when if you watch Conor McGregor say in UFC, the way he stands, he's always standing with his arm out. So he's gauging, he's reaching, he's trying to figure out. And if you look, when they get to a certain point, when he's come through, he can then come in, and that's usually when he gets a knockout. So it's a very similar thing. He's using energy projectiles for him to come in close.
The fantasy version, right?
Yeah. So Vegeta can get that knockout.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, if you notice, this is something that only the tippy top Japanese, the tippy top Dragon Ball fans are going to understand. And if you don't understand this, please do not be upset. I'm not saying you're not a tippy top fan, but I'm going to make you a tippy top fan. I'm going to make you one. When Vegeta is firing those ki blasts out, whenever you fire a ki blast out, right, it takes up energy, right? He's using a very small amount of energy. Those ki blasts are not meant to hurt Tamagami 2. Vegeta's not going to kill Tamagami 2 with that fucking little ass blast. It ain't going to do shit. He knows it. We even see it later on in the fight. It's just done to get him to move so he can connect with him.
Yeah, they're just like little jabs. So like in boxing, when you're just jabbing, so it's just feeling. It's just. The
jab is the setup for the right cross.
That's right.
All right. See, here comes Vegeta from behind. Nope. See, Tamagami, these guys know how to fight. I don't know if Neva taught them or what, but they know. Another ki blast. None of these ki blasts are going to kill Tamagami 2. They're just there to, like you said, a jab, to peck at him. So that way,
that's Vegeta a good point.
A big shot.
That's a good point. from
I
the two
love
that
Dragon Ball fights, bro. People underrate this fucking show because they're fucking stupid assholes. A lot of Dragon Ball fights, whether it be stuff from Daima, some stuff from some of the movies, or stuff from the old shows, there's usually strategy there that people don't see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Like, for example, when I did my video about Broly and Gogeta, how Gogeta beat Broly, I saw a bunch of dumb fucks. He just kept punching him and he was stronger. You're an idiot.
No.
You're an idiot. Gogeta was trying to get on the inside, and he did get on the inside to Broly's stomach and kept connecting with shots till he finally kicked him up and did the fucking Stardust Destroyer and blew him up from the inside. Like,
I saw a funny meme about that. I saw a funny meme about that with Gogeta Blue holding Chiaotzu. It's so funny.
Blowing him up. But I'm saying, like, people need to, like, watch more Dragon Ball and really analyze it to understand that these fights are usually a little bit more fun than... And they're better. Like, they're I'm not saying it's the best anime ever with fights, but it certainly needs to be talked about. All right, so again, none of this is gonna hurt Tamagami. Again, no music, just sound effects.
Fantastic, wicked.
And then he
I love that. I love that shot.
All right. So Vegeta's trying to get in close. Tamagami got in close, brother.
Yeah, he's reading him.
I fucking dude. This might be my favorite fight so far in Daima, and it's not even done yet. I like the Goku Tamagami 3 one. Huh?
This reminds me of, remember in the old Dragon Ball Z, and it just goes to like it's just about to end, but like you get this little scene and it just kind of blurs out a little bit, and then
like the teaser poster, like the teaser painting.
Yeah. That reminds me of that.
Yeah. Meg Magan in the chat's like, maybe Neva's a strong fighter and taught them. Yeah, when he first created them, maybe he was younger, but he doesn't seem like a fighter based on the way this episode. So he's going for a kick. Vegeta had to move further out of the way too because of his smaller body. If Vegeta was full size, he would have probably blocked that Miyagi style. But instead, he just fucking. How much martial arts influence in Daima versus other series? I can't answer that till the show's over, but it seems like more than Super. Oh, now this part with this combo right here. This combo is classic Vegeta.
I love it. I love it.
It's the fucking Dragon Ball Z sound effects. You know what? This is the best fight so far in Daima. I'm just gonna say it. This is the best.
Hey, one thing I noticed as well is how quickly Vegeta is able to just get straight into it, whereas Goku took a little bit of time. Vegeta's straight in it.
Vegeta, yes, he's more aggressive.
Yeah,
and like you said, as an artist, you could take any of these shots and pause them. Look at this, but look, and then so he's little ass Vegeta's connecting with. Look at that left hook. And
he did like that.
Felt it, bro. He fucking felt it. I'm over here like Joe Rogan doing the fucking.
He's doing this.
He got a fucking. Can we count this, bro? How much of a combo was this, bro?
They must have been about at least 20 hits.
At least, maybe more than that. And then he's trying to get a point blank range keyboard. He connected with it, point blank range. He starts to melt down, and then guess what? He's all right. And not only is he all right, oh my god, that was so badass, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah.
From now on, I don't care if it's Super. I don't care if it's Daima. I don't care if it's a new movie. This needs to be the animation style for Dragon Ball.
100%. They whatever they need to do, pay them and get it done. Get it done because, like, the animation is so good, and I've seen it a couple of times on Twitter. Like when and on this as well, where they've reanimated old scenes. Oh, even if they even as much as I love the classics, if they reanimated it all, I'd be down for that.
The right people, bro, it can be great.
Oh yeah, amazing.
So Tamagami just right out of the fucking black sawdust. And he's just parrying the fucking Trident, bro.
Yeah. He's like, this is
he
nothing.
does the twirl.
Now the music comes in. Now the music comes in because
the music comes in because they're about to switch over to the Majin Duu fight, but also because the blood, bro.
It's the pressure that Tamagami's putting on Vegeta. So he's putting the pressure on. So then the music comes in and it's putting that suspense in. It's like, oh, Vegeta might be in trouble. We know he won't be, but still.
No, my favorite thing ever is, again, another one of these tooting my own horn things. I made a video a year ago where I said blood will be in Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah.
No, this is for little kids. The Daima's aimed at little kids. It's not gonna have blood. What's that on the screen right there, bro? Is that Hawaiian Punch? It wasn't a lot of blood, but hell, but if you're fighting a motherfucker with a trident, he's gonna cut you. You
Absolutely.
know, like the hammer.
Yeah.
Is different. This guy's mad because I'm not letting you finish a sentence. I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm sorry. And my name's not Greekdom. It's Geekdom. Sorry. I'm sorry, Dead Dark. I was just getting very excited.
No, listen, man, it's completely fine. You know me, I haven't got a problem with that. You're excited. And I'm the same when I'm chatting away and like people can't get me to shut up half the time. So it's good. Don't bother me.
Okay, because I just got excited, bro. I was not trying to cut you
Thing
off.
is, as well, I'd be a little bit concerned if you weren't excited. Do you know what I mean?
Because every time
this
I
shit's
see this
fucking
fight, I like it
amazing.
more.
Yeah. You know, you're only human.
I can't wait to see how this pays off. Like, Vegeta's going to beat him, I think. I mean, I have an idea of what he's going to do, but we can't talk about that here. And basically, there's going to be some new Dead Dark merch very soon on the channel, maybe as early as this coming week. So
yes,
that's
what I'm hoping. I don't think it will happen then. Although, how many episodes have we got left?
20 total. Episode 12 is this coming Friday, so we have 8 left. They're running out of time. We haven't even seen Super Saiyan 3 Goku yet, and they got that in their back pocket. And we haven't seen the fusion yet, and we haven't seen. Well, there's other stuff. I'm gonna shut up, but. We're getting there.
I thought, yeah, absolutely. There. Yeah.
All right. Juan Carlos from Mexico. Do you think Goku, Gohan, and Goten will have male voice seiyus Japanese at some point, or will they find another female seiyu when the time comes? I don't think it matters the gender of the voice actor. I think what's going to matter is if they can sound like Nozawa. That's the tricky part.
Yeah.
I was on the phone once with Sean Schemmel, and he did a Nozawa voice on the phone that actually sounded close to Nozawa's Goku. He was trying to do an impersonation of her.
Okay.
And he goes, maybe if she passes away, maybe someday I'll do the job. I'm like, they're not going to hire me, bro. But but still, like he did that, and it can be done. It's just, it's not about the gender. It's about if they can match.
It's it's got nothing to do with gender. It is whether they can replicate that voice from the Japanese to the English. And I think this is where it happened with Goku Black, because even though Nozawa was doing the voice of Goku and Goku Black, they were different, but they were the same. You could feel
and Bardock.
Yeah, you could feel the intent of Goku Black's voice, but it was still sounded like Goku. And then obviously there was an issue with like Xenoverse 2 when he did the voice for that first before he did the anime. Yeah. And obviously people were like, oh, it doesn't sound right. And because he had a British accent because he wasn't given any information. But I still thought that was good. But then obviously when it come to the actual English dub, it was bang on, because Sean Schemmel is a literal voice genius. And obviously I know he's musical as well. So yeah, and he's, he hears things differently. Like I see things differently. He hears things differently. He hears the things that we don't pick up on. Like I see the things that people don't pick up on. And like I say, they always nail the voice actors. They always get it bang on. And they're all geniuses.
I'm looking at some of the things the chat's saying, and it's like they're bringing up certain things that I can't talk about that maybe you know, and you can't talk about either because I've talked to you about it when it comes to merch. But it's just funny how people, you know, what's amazing is that there are still things about Daima that have not leaked yet. I mean, obviously, I'm the king leaker, but it's just funny that there's things that have not leaked yet, that have not become common knowledge yet, and it's just funny to me. You know what I mean? It's I'm glad, because we'll talk about it on this show. All right, Del Cloud says, I'm excited for Super, but not for the lame Morrow Arc. Well, the Morrow Arc ended like 3 years ago, bro, so you don't have to worry about that.
I liked it. I actually liked it.
I didn't like the end of it, but I liked the beginning of it.
I did. I liked it. And there was that little bit with the Senzu being, it's like, oh, come on, Goku should fucking learn and all this stuff. And I get that. But I loved the beginning bit as well, because it was like very adventurous. And I loved it. The only thing I probably didn't like is the way Morrow's sort of like last bit, where he was very martial artsy, whereas he was all magical. That kind of thing I suppose you could change a little bit maybe, but I don't know. I liked it. I did like it, and I'm very excited to see that animated.
I think the Morrow Arc is my favorite arc of the manga, of the Super manga, because I like the Morrow Arc manga more than the Tournament of Power manga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did.
The Tournament of Power, yeah. So the Tournament of Power manga, yeah, it was the Tournament of Power manga.
I thought the Tournament of Power was better in the anime. That's just my opinion, though.
I did as well. Obviously, it's very short. There was a couple of controversial things in there with like Roshi and stuff like that. But again, I love Roshi as well. He's one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball. And there's elements of both, you know, from manga and
the manga TOP had that badass Gohan moment where he fucked up Kale. So there's that if you're a Gohan fan. But overall, I thought the anime was better. I still think that that's probably the best anime arc of Super, but I also think it could have been better. I don't think they really hit their potential with that one.
Yeah, it felt, especially at the beginning, Super felt a little bit rushed in some parts because it needed to get stuff out, which is understandable. But I would rather us wait a little bit longer if it was spot on, because other anime do it. Other anime, they always get the artists in, and the art is 98% amazing.
Super was rushed. I mean,
yes, yeah, and you can tell.
Isn't.
No, and it's paying off. You look at it, it's paying off. People are like, yes, Dragon Ball is back because of Daima. It pays off. Take your time. We would rather you all take your time and get something amazing rather than rush it and it's shit. You know.
I agree completely. Next super chat, Vincent Gomez with the $10 holla. He says the biggest cover up is from 1997 to 2003 of Dragon Ball. I do have information, lots, and would disrupt everything post GT production wise. We thought we knew. I have no clue what he's talking about, because
no, I don't either.
I mean, I don't know what information he's got, what he means, or what he's referring to. I genuinely don't know.
The biggest
it says it's some kind of cover up.
I've
never heard anything like that.
What would there be to cover up?
I don't know. When Dragon Ball ended, when GT ended in 97 and Dragon Ball manga ended in 95, it was, you know, we saw a little bit of Goku in the Slump 97 remake, but they put the character on ice till 2008.
I
don't know what he's talking about.
Can you remember the Neko margin about Goku's cat?
Yeah, and that was like a little gag story. Like that was.
I love that. I love that. A lot too. Yeah, I like Onyo.
Onyo.
He's brilliant. I'd love him to make. I'd love him to make an appearance, just a little one. I
would love to see Neko Majin in Daima in a cameo. It won't happen though, but I wish.
No, it won't.
I wish. We got the Arale Easter egg last episode. Scarface Empire 31. I think this is Bon Jedi Ranger, because the motherfucker keeps changing his fucking name and it's confusing. He says, being Danny, Merry Christmas, guys. February is going to be a crazy month, bro. 2025 is going to be the year for nerds, DB, wrestling, Marvel, DC. Well, all that stuff is going to be around no matter what. But I think what he's referring to specifically is the Superman.
Yes, I saw that.
Out. That trailer looked like they're getting it right.
It was very Christopher Reeves-esque for me, what I saw. And when I saw like a little image of it, I just got that vibe.
It's like a mix of Christopher Reeve with the Man of Steel kind of effects.
Yes, It's like
connection.
I mean, me personally, I prefer Henry Cavill, but
he's a big monster. He's a giant man. This is at least a younger Superman, so it kind of And this actor kind of looks like Henry Cavill too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Dragon Man says Neko Majin did have a cameo once the book Boo was reading. Yes, correct. I want him to actually be in the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so Junior RDZ04. DEADDARK. What's an anime you enjoy that others haven't heard of? I'll get to my question here after you.
Okay. In all honesty, I don't get a lot of time to watch a lot of anime. So you probably would have heard of them, but my absolute favorite one that I am enjoying reading over and over again at the moment, it's a manga because there isn't much of an anime, is Berserk. That's my
there was
jam.
An anime for Berserk. I thought
there is, but it's not as accurate to the manga as it should be. I mean, I've got all of them over there. I've got the art from Kentaro Miura. I've got a couple of Egg of the Kings as well. Actually, Afro Samurai.
That's more of an American cartoon, though, isn't it?
It was designed by. 2 minutes.
I actually don't know. I don't know much about Afro Samurai.
Not many people do.
An American-made cartoon.
No, it is an anime, a very short anime, 5 episodes, and then they did like a little movie, Afro Samurai Resurrection. Takashi Okazaki created it, and he was a massive fan of hip hop.
So it was I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
And the English version was voiced by, Afro was voiced by Samuel Jackson, and Ron Perlman created he did the voice for Justice, who was the main villain. So Afro has to seek Justice, who is the main villain. And it's so good. It's so good. I love it. And he smokes weed, but he is a ferocious martial artist. It's brilliant.
A lot of martial artists smoke weed, bro.
Yeah. So, I would probably say then that Afro Samurai is the one that not many people have heard of. And I'm really surprised because it's amazing. But probably Afro Samurai.
And then for me, he says, is the John Walsh interview still your magnum opus of your interviews? Probably. That's like a childhood dream for me to interview John Walsh because he's a real life hero who actually put criminals in prison. And that's a very big deal. I also interviewed Larry Zbyszko, legendary professional wrestler, once sold out Shea Stadium. I interviewed Les Thatcher. This is years ago. This is many, many years ago. I've done my fair share of interviews. The Sean Schemmel, when it comes to stuff on this channel specifically, first of all, my interviews overall are the best ones. And that's not ego. That's not fucking me jacking myself off. I've looked at it objectively. I got 4.5 hours out of Sean Schemmel.
I watched it all.
He has never been that in-depth with his past. He's never addressed Team 4-Star or Peter Kalamis or any of that. He did it with me because I told him no bullshit. I liked my Stephanie interview because she went into why she stopped working for Funimation all those years ago. It wasn't her call. I'm a big fan of, I think those two, Nadolny, I think those two are big for me when it comes to Geekdom 101. Like, that Schemmel interview will probably never be topped by anyone until he writes his own book. Because we really went in on that.
That was a great interview. I watched, as soon as I heard that you were doing that, I was all over that. I was like, it was an amazing interview. And honestly as well, the thing is, when people say you got ego and stuff, there's nothing wrong in being proud in what you've done.
Oh, I'm proud of it. I mean, I have a reason
you should
to be. That interview was great.
Yeah, you should be proud of what you've done because, what you've done, it's all this that you do, it's hard. Not everyone can do this. Do you know what I mean?
Actually,
I couldn't do it.
it's funny you mentioned that, because for the Schemmel interview specifically, I was like terrified. I reached out to Chris Rager. I never told this story before. I reached out to Chris Rager before I did Schemmel. That's the voice of Mr. Satan. And I'm like, hey man, I'm about to interview Schemmel. Do I bring up Team 4-Star or not? And he's like, I would advise against that. No, I did not shave my head, bro. See, there's my hair right there. That's my hair right there, bro. I just got a short haircut. I always have my hair short. But I like how this guy said, I'm glad Super's back, in case people in the chat didn't know. Well, the title of the stream says Dragon Ball Super Manga returns, but it's silly me to think they would see that. No, but what I was going to say was, when I talked to Sean about the interview, I'm like, look, there are questions that people have that I want you to answer involving Team 4-Star and Peter Kalamas, and be honest about it. And he did. So at least I think he was honest.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, I love all your channel, and everyone else does. And it's like you said, like people say you got an ego and all this sort of shit. Yeah, you might have a little bit of one, but you work fucking hard. You know,
I only hear that from losers, bro.
Exactly. Jealous
nobody.
People.
There's not a single person who knows me on a personal level who's ever said that I have an ego. I only hear that from people who are fucking soft.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
And people who I hear that because I'm very, like, when I speak, I don't beat around the bush. I'm very direct with shit, and people like kind of get turned off a little bit because
I get that. I get that. I mean, a lot of people can't really handle the truth. A lot of people do tend to skirt around stuff because they're very nervous about the truth being confronted with them, or they don't know what people's reactions are. Whereas me and you are quite similar. I don't really care what people think. I'll tell them the truth. I don't want to upset anybody, and I'm sorry if I do. But you know, you should just tell the truth. And like I said before, what you do is hard. It's hard work, and it does all pay off. You get a lot of shit with it, but you know, you do what I couldn't do it. I want to create a YouTube channel, and you know, for art and stuff like that, and maybe a bit of gaming, but I don't know where I got it in me. You know, and you do it, and you smash it, bro. And you should be proud of what you do.
And the thing is, like, I also get, it irritates me as to how sensitive people have become now. I'll give you an example of something that people might not know. I don't even think you know this, but when I was promoting my video, like the creation of Dragon Ball Z, right? This guy on Twitter, he's like, everybody knows that Toriyama meant to write Dragon Ball 2, and it was interpreted as Z, and that's wrong. That's a made up story. That never happened.
I've never heard that before.
And I told him, I said, that's made up. You've been lied to. That's bullshit. I'll prove it in the video.
Yeah.
He replied back to me and goes, "You don't have to be an asshole about it."
Oh my God.
And I sent the fucking tweet to like 3 people, and I'm like, am I being an asshole because I told the guy that he was wrong?
Yeah. So okay. So if you say, "Oh, you're wrong,"
bro.
Yeah. If you tell someone they're wrong, "Oh, you're an asshole." If you agree with them, then what does that make you, like a god or something? It's stupid. No, you know, people are wrong. Sometimes people are wrong. I get shit wrong all the fucking time.
I get shit wrong too. I get shit wrong too.
I get shit wrong a lot of the time.
The other day, and I think you saw this. I went on Twitter and I was like, "Hey, so I'm gonna be gloating about getting Majin Duu right. If you're and you know why I said that too. So let's not go into it. If you're in a Discord server, like get fucked or whatever." And this guy replied back and goes, "Yeah, didn't you lie about Super in 2019?" And I go,
"No."
And I replied back to him and I go, "You're the reason why I gloat. People like you are the reason why I gloat about this Daima shit."
They must.
That's all they got. That's all they got, bro. That's something I've already explained. Something I've already explained 3 or 4 or 5 fucking times. They always go back to some shit from 6 years ago, and I'm like, you're the reason as to why I'm even giving this information out.
Yeah.
Because now nobody can question me anymore. Like at this point, if you question me, you're a fucking idiot. You can't. How many things have I gotten right about Daima months before it happened?
Yeah, I remember when you told me, and I say I've never doubted you. Like,
And I'm still holding things back.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
like the only reason why I even did these things is so people can be like, now what? Now what? Are you
yeah,
gonna really tell me that I'm fake news or that I'm fucking not an insider? Like, get fucked.
exactly. The thing is, well, you've
People have
always
no
done it.
idea who I've talked to, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So I was just going to say that now what they do, what I've noticed, because I love to troll them, I love to do it to them. When they start giving you abuse, I'm straight in it. I like giving them abuse because they're idiots. But like now they change the narrative. Now it's like, oh, yeah,
Oh yeah, no, no.
you
Now
never
you're
get anything right.
disrespecting.
Now
Now
you
you're disrespecting Toriyama.
they don't like people that make they don't give a fuck as long as people watch it. That's what they want, and people are gonna watch it. If you don't want to know, if you don't want to know what's going on, don't fucking watch someone that leaks it. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. Oh, you're hurting the fucking franchise. No, you're fucking not. No,
I'm
you're
not
not. That is ridiculous.
because I got more people hyped up for Daima than they were beforehand, and Toei
Exactly.
did a
It's
horrible job of promoting it.
leakers.
The people who really need to be taken to task is Shueisha for fighting with Akio over Toriyama's project. They need to
Yeah.
be taken back, bro.
I tell you where
You know what I mean?
leaking works, right? Ryan Reynolds. We know he leaked the fucking that little movie clip about Deadpool.
The Deadpool thing that worked.
Yeah,
Because they got the movie made.
So you tell me leaking
Yeah.
doesn't work. You tell me leaking doesn't fucking work. Of course it fucking does. Because we don't get as much promotion of shit over here. And apart from like Japan, they don't care about leaks.
Even Japan doesn't get it, bro.
No. And it's like, if it's leaked, people are hyped. If you don't want to know, don't fucking watch it.
No, and ultimately and you know this, there's like 5 things that I have kept to myself about Daima that I haven't told anybody. And I'm not going to, because let's get this super chat from Havoc, bro. He's been waiting.
Cool.
Danny, I'm gonna reread and watch everything in what I call the Toriyama timeline. I'll start with Jocko, then the entire Dragon Ball manga, then Daima once again. Afterward, I'll choose my super, then end of Z chapter. Well, okay, I like Havoc. I like your mentality completely, and I know why you're doing that. It makes sense. But I'm going to tell you this. With Super having a new chapter in February and whatever comes next, the thing is, we don't know if Super's going to stay before end of Z or after. So I know it'll take some time before, like if he's going to do that, it's going to take some time before he actually gets to Super, because this is a lot to read. But Super's ever expanding, and who knows what they're going to be doing with Daima in the future. I mean, we don't, people are asking about a season 2. Look, it's 20 episodes. I don't know about a season 2.
I mean, it's possible.
This guy's asking if Yoku will take over Shueisha. No, he won't. That's not what's going on. It's not about him taking over Shueisha. It's about him taking over the Dragon Ball thing. What were you going to say, bro?
No, I was just about to say that that it would be possible. To do a Daima 2. They could do like if they went past Z, maybe they go visit the Demon Realm with Oob. Do you know what I mean?
That is likely to happen, bro.
Yeah.
At some point. Rymus. Like I said this, I'm gonna read to you guys what I said on Twitter about this, because I'm just gonna repeat I'm gonna read what I said. Where the fuck is it? No, because now I'm like having trouble finding it, because I wrote a thing about Rymus. Hold on. Because this is like weirdly out of order. Okay, so check this out. I'm gonna share my screen again. Let me get Havoc's thing out of the way. Okay, so this is what I wrote. I was told, this is something, if you've been in the streams, you already know. I was told a year ago, before Toriyama passed, that some of the characters' lore story from Dragon Ball Daima would come into play in a future Dragon Ball Super story arc. I didn't know it was going to be a movie, a manga, anime. All they said was, this ain't the end of the Demon Realm. When Toriyama passed, I was not sure if any of these plans changed, but after seeing episode 10 and the introduction of Rimus and the creation of the multiverse, I feel like it's making more sense, and this could be why Super's coming back after Daima ends. I guess we'll see. So the manga is not coming back till it's coming back in February, but it's going to be a short little like short story. Daima will be over by March, and then we would assume that's when the next big super arc will begin. So if they're going back to the demon realm, you might as well do it after Daima ends. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I asked the people in the chat if they wanted to see that. Look, I like exploring the demon realm, and we saw a little bit of it. But I will say 20 episodes is not enough to really get a grasp of it because it doesn't seem that big.
Yeah, with that, we need more. Like, what else? Because, okay, so before Daima come along, this might be a little bit of a hot take. Before Daima come along, my interpretation of the demon realm was all shit that we've not seen before, like all different types of techniques, magic, all that sort of stuff.
Well, it sort of is like that, kind of.
It is like that, but I want more. I want more exploration. That's what I want, and I hope they do revisit it. And also another thing that I was going to say is that obviously when people are fleeing, and I like the pointy ears. What was the universe that the Yard Rat was in the Tournament of Power? Because he went to it, Universe 2. So were the Yard Rats from the Demon Realm? And that's why he's in, because they spread to different universes?
I said that in a video, but remember, there's another unsolved mystery with that. There's two different versions of Yard Rats. There's the ones that were drawn for the anime by Toei Animation, and then there's the ones that Toriyama drew for Dragon Ball Online that wound up coming into the Super manga. This is why the canon thing, man, like, there's
you need to disregard canon.
It's very complex because Toriyama contributed to some things, but others did too, and they contradict, but sometimes not in a bad way.
Yeah. Like Bardock.
Bardock's the big one. Dude, there's 4. I don't know if you guys know this. There's 4 different Bardock stories. Like, there's 4 different like Bardock stories. There's the Bardock special from 1990. There's episode of Bardock, which is when he went back in time after that. The Naho Oishi manga that became an anime short. There's the Bardock minus story that wound up being put into Broly. And then there's the Bardock fucking Dragon Ball Online Xenoverse story where Mira and Toa, before he died, took his body and put the Saiyan mask on him. Bardock literally has like 4 different stories. Obviously, the Toriyama one's probably going to get canonized by most of the fans that think that Toriyama's works go above everybody else. But it's not the original Bardock, because the original Bardock was not written by Toriyama. So there's just a lot of there's a lot, man. There's a lot. It's not that easy. So all right, we got to move on. We have a few more super chats to clean out. I'm going to get them cleaned out here.
Cool.
Vincent Gomez, if you were able to get the Toei Animation internal project list from 98 2005, you would see many unannounced animated Dragon Ball projects listed. So I don't know about that. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm just going to say I've never heard that before. Now, he might be right. But there have been a lot of rumors of new Dragon Ball shows since GT ended, going back to right after GT ended. Like,
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
AF hoax, that
wouldn't surprise me, because
a lot of it was bullshit. It was just fan shit until Super.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would be crazy of them to not think past GT when it was in production anyway, because Dragon Ball makes money, and it ultimately is a business, so they're like, okay, what do we do? But maybe because of the reaction, I don't really remember the reaction of what people, if they liked it or not. I presume they didn't like it, because A lot of people don't like GT.
GT, well, it definitely wasn't anywhere near the popularity of Z, and I
No.
guess they decided to just crush it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
so
that's
maybe
fine.
that's why. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why they decided, you know what? If we haven't got Toriyama, it doesn't work properly. So maybe that's what they thought.
It's possible. I know there's people in Japan that certainly think so. One of the things I will tell you that I don't think a lot of American or non-Japanese Dragon Ball fans understand is that in Japan, because manga is so much more respected over there than it is here, because like manga in Japan is like really respected, right? So there are people in Japan, and this fucking blew my mind, who have only read the manga, never saw the anime, and won't read anything if it's not Toriyama. There are older people who read the manga in the 80s when it was first coming out who don't like Dragon Ball Super. They watched it and they were like, this is not for me. And that's weird to think about because most people were dying for like a new Super, or, you know, people were going nuts for it. So, but there are certain Japanese people that just...
They just don't know. Yeah, I can understand that, to be honest. I can understand that. I suppose, like, for them, that's their... I don't like using the word canon, but maybe they think that's their canon. And they just think, if it's Toriyama...
it's like those people, you know, there's people that read all the Harry Potter books, but won't watch the movies because they're cut so much out. I think it's like that.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. My wife, she prefers the books to the movies. She's a massive Harry Potter fan.
Everybody who's read the book says that.
Yeah.
Like, and I know there's a lot they cut out. So we'll keep up to date with that Vincent thing because I haven't heard anything about that. Havoc says, since Toriyama made the Dragon Ball Online story timeline, it's possible you can somehow add in plot beats from the timeline placements Toriyama made. Well, yes. In fact, they did sort of do that in Super when you have that episode. It was a filler. It was, I don't like saying the word filler because it really wasn't filler in the old school sense, but it was an episode with Tenshin Han and Yurin, that girl, and they were talking about how he was going to open up a school. That is from Dragon Ball Online. So
I forgot about Dragon Ball Online.
Yeah, I mean, with what's happening now, I want to talk about this here in just a minute because I want to talk about like heroes dying and how and what they did with it because it's all because of this. Lee Heward says, "Yo, DEADDARK, tell Geekdom my Daima theory," even though he misspelled Daima. Who is Lee?
No, so Lee is one of my so one of my friends who I said was messaging me and trying to piss me off. I've already said it. It's the yard rat thing. He was like saying that, you know, did the yard rats originated from the demon realm and they've spread out to the other universes, and that's why.
Think that's highly possible.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say 100%, but it's highly possible.
It would make sense, I suppose, because like why? Because the big thing at the time I remember was like, why is there a yard rat?
There a yard rat universe too?
Exactly.
It would make recruit one like.
Yeah. It would make sense. It makes sense.
It would. Yeah. No, he's. Again, the thing about me, and I'm very careful when I say this, I don't like saying definitively on something unless it's definitive.
If it is, as well.
But he's probably right.
Well, I don't like you saying that about him because this guy is an idiot. Like this guy is the one that was convinced that Goku Black was fucking Goten, and I nearly strangled him. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. We give him so much abuse about this every single day because he is one of them that thought that Goten was Goku Black.
Well, you know what? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So the yard rat theory, I think, is likely.
He got one right.
Right. Yeah. Compared to the Broly fight, I found it interesting that Vegeta has not had the upper hand in this fight so far. Wonder what it'll be like next episode. Well, they when you say the upper hand, they've been trading shots back and forth, and Vegeta got knocked into the whale or the Kraken or whatever. So again, you gotta what I'm gonna
it's a gauge of power. It's a gauge of power. It's a gauge of techniques. So he's feeling him out like all fighters do it, not just in anime, even in real life. The first round is usually a test to see what this person can do. Unless that fighter is very confident and knows exactly what he's going to do, then it's very rare that they will just go straight in, and because you will end up coming worse off 9 times out of 10. So it's something like that. Sorry to interrupt you. It just, that's what I think it is.
I love your insight on that, and that's why you're here. And it's true. The thing is about the Tamagami fight is Tamagami has a long range weapon, and that's the trident. He can use it from further back. Vegeta, because he's a kid now, has a smaller body, more compact. His arms aren't long. So what does he do? He fires ki blasts to try to distract him so he gets behind him and connect. I actually think that's brilliant. I think the fact that Dragon Ball is doing this type of shit. Yeah.
It's very fight strategy orientated. Like Goku within the Aibo, the power pole. It's the same thing. Rather than him using a little bit of energy, he'll just use the power pole, which again still uses energy on your body, but it's just different techniques. He first used energy. He first used the Aibo.
If you are a hand-to-hand fighter and you're going up against a dude with a fucking trident, you've got to get on the inside. Mike Tyson was known, if you watch old Tyson, not the Tyson from a month ago, Mike Tyson would, left and right, but he'd get on the inside, then he'd destroy your body.
Exactly. So he'd TikTok to get you to move. And then he would slip, and then he'd hit you on the side of the face and turn his body so you're facing forward and he's looking at your ear, and then he comes back in with that right hand. Then he bites it.
That's it. Yeah. No, I love it. All right. 504 NOLA for life. Do you know if Vegeta will go? I'm not going into leaks, brother. I do. How about this? Yes, I do know. Dark Cloud Uchiha says, imagine if Morrow connected to Daima. Morrow's probably from the demon realm. Morrow's probably from the demon realm. He looks like a demon. He's got magical powers. I mean, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, smells like a duck, looks like a duck, it's a duck. So there's like a rumor, because people were asking me about this yesterday or 2 days ago. They were like, Geekdom, is it true that they're going to reference Morrow and Daima? No, who the fuck told you that? Who the hell told you that? Like, it's
amazing how it happens. It's amazing how it happens. Like, someone could put a theory or an idea, and then they're kind of like, oh, right, that's what's going to happen. And it's like, is it true? Is it true? It's like, if you look at the source material, look at the Japanese websites, look at all that stuff. If they mention something of Morrow, maybe. I haven't seen anything like that. Where that all be coming from? You've got to connect the dots.
It's the same thing like your friend with the Yard Rats being from Universe 2. Are they actually going to say that there's Yard Rats in Universe 2? They might not. However, if you just use your brain and use critical thinking, they could end up being from Universe 2. So it's the same thing with this. Are they going to say Morrow from the demon realm? Probably not. But the likelihood is up because, again, pointy ears, old, very old. He's very old. Had a conflict with the Kais, knows magic. All these. He's probably demon realm.
It would make sense. It would make sense. But they're not going to talk about it because they haven't got enough time to talk about all the things that we've got questions about. But basically, they've given you a hint to say, pointy ears, probably from the demon realm. That's probably all the information that you need, really, because they haven't got the time to expand on everything. So they give you a little snippet to say, pointy ears, probably from the demon realm. There's your answer.
And I don't even know if they planned this when Toriyama and Toyotaro put together the Morrow Arc. But if they did, good on them. Air Dog says, how much power did they lose from becoming kids? Not that much. At first, they did because they had to figure out how to use their new bodies. They didn't actually lose that much power. They lost some at first. But if you notice, they are getting stronger and stronger and stronger now because the whole story behind this is that this is going to be the ultimate lesson for Gomah. Gomah thought that if he turned them into kids, they would be heavily depowered. What he doesn't understand is that we're talking about Saiyajin. We're talking about Saiyans. Saiyans work different than other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he fucked up with the wish.
Well, he's going to he should have honestly found the third eye and just done that. He's going to regret underestimating Saiyans by the end of the series. I can promise you that. Gaming Hub UK. Like the new Chainsaw Man movie, they should do all future DB project in feature-length movies, so it's given time and care. Well, I want them to look like Daima, so...
I think the new chain, because I'm a big Chainsaw Man fan as well.
I like it too.
Oh my God, the animation is incredible. But I get what he's saying. I think it's kind of what I was making earlier on. If you take the time, so I think if they invested the time in the series, then then great. Or if they didn't have the time, they could only do it for a short amount of time, so it ended up being a movie. I'd be happy with that. I think people just need
Daima, a mini series,
or a mini series. Yeah, I think I mean, it's like it depends really what people want. I mean, not that we have any sort of like power over it. Do people want want fantastic animation, or do they want good story? Do we want it?
Please?
Yeah, do we want it now? I think that's another thing as well. People are very, 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 very impatient. But obviously, like when me and you were growing up, we had to wait for stuff. Do you know what I mean? We had to wait a long time.
We never had the ability to watch Dragon Ball Z on a streaming service, and now we can do that.
We never had the ability to watch anything instantly as well.
Right. Unless you had the VHS.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, even for stuff like magazines, do you know what I mean? You had to wait a week for it to come in the post, and we sound really old, but I think people just need to just wait, trust the process. They probably have learned a big lesson from Super in terms of animation, because they know it was rushed. They know people complained about it, and I presume the Japanese did as well. But they've learned, and this is where Daima, they're showing that we can fucking do this.
Let me address this. Sorry, not that.
That's okay, no problem.
Okay. Il Sack.
Oh God.
You did this 2 weeks ago when I had somebody working on Daima who signed an NDA on, and you've asked me for leaks, and I asked you to stop asking for leaks. If you are going to continue to ask for leaks in the chat, I'm gonna have to ban you. I don't want to ban you. I'm not trying to be mean, but I've said multiple times when I do these streams, I'm not going to leak anything on these streams. So I'm asking you one more time, please stop asking for leaks. That's all he does in the chat is ask for leaks.
Bro, listen, you're more patient than me, because I'd have banned him now if it was me.
I'm trying to be nice for all the people who think I'm an asshole. I'm trying here, bro, because I don't think he's a bad guy, but I'm not gonna leak anything on the streams. I already said that Gomah's gonna regret fucking with Saiyans. That's already it. Isn't that something you could take?
Yeah, it's I've forgotten his name, but listen, bro, he's not gonna leak it. He's not gonna leak it. So just stop asking. Stop asking.
I could have revealed the final fight 3 months ago, and I haven't.
Yeah.
But I got receipts, let me tell you. Okay, let's continue. Connor Burton training. Did Dragon Ball revolutionize anime that came after, just like Halo did with RPGs? Cool fun fact that both carry influences from aliens. Well, Halo certainly does. I don't know much about Halo's influence, but yes, Dragon Ball absolutely influenced both One Piece, Naruto, and a lot of shonen. Now, obviously, Dragon Ball was not the first shonen ever, but it certainly is one of, if not the most influential. You can't argue that.
No, I mean, Dragon Ball is implemented into so much stuff outside of anime, and it's put in a lot of cartoons. you hear Super Saiyan. It's so iconic. But yeah, I think it definitely revolutionized anime. 100%.
The
100%.
cultural impact.
Sailor Moon as well.
I'm gonna disconnect the phone now because
no worries, bro.
Stop fucking calling. It's a fucking solicitor, bro. Like I'm gonna I hate this. I hate when I'm live, right? And it's a fucking telemarketer, and I hang up on them, and they call me right back. Like fuck, dude. Like holy shit, it's a telemarketer. Like if it was one of my friends, I would just text them and be like, "Yo, I'm live."
I can't say it on the stream, but I will tell you what I did to a telemarketer when we come. I'll speak to you about it, and they've never called me back. I'll tell you what I said to them another day.
Yeah. So what I was going to say about Dragon Ball is if you ever question its influence, look at the reaction from Toriyama's passing. People were mourning all over the world, even more than I thought they were going to mourn.
Yeah, it was on the news, the local news here in the UK as well. It's everywhere. Like Toriyama is such a big influence, but this show has, for me as well, it helps so many people in thousands of different ways. People that want to exercise, they think they train like Saiyan. It's all about their mentality. It didn't just revolutionize anime, it just revolutionized culture in general, like everything.
Yes, it did. Listen, I don't know how many of y'all have seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but if you want to talk about copying Dragon Ball or at least being influenced by Dragon Ball,
well,
it's okay. You don't have to apologize, bro. Just understand. Go ahead.
My friend is a huge Sonic fan. And the creator, I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but the creator of Sonic was a Dragon Ball fan. And that's it. He said, I am a Dragon Ball fan, and I took influence from it. And he said it. He's said it. So, because originally in Sonic 1, you only had 6 Chaos Emeralds, and now you got 7, and you get them, and you turn to Super Sonic. Even the actual design of Super Sonic in Sonic 2, the hair is exactly the same as how Goku's was.
100%.
Even the color, it's like white to yellow,
and the red
same
eyes,
as Goku.
which is the original Toriyama design of Super Saiyan. Yes.
Well, that wasn't in the Mega Drive game in Sonic. That was late. That was later on, because in Sonic 3 he had green eyes when he went super.
Right. That's right.
So he had that. But obviously they made him have red eyes later on. And now in Sonic Frontiers, it's nicknamed Super Sonic 2, and he has blue eyes with electric around him.
Hypersonic, they used to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's Hypersonic, and then there's I'll talk to you about the hyper thing in a bit.
Too, yeah. Well, I mean, somebody in the chat was saying they want live action Dragon Ball. I've already talked about 10,000 times why it's not going to work. But
doesn't work.
If you really want something live action Dragon Ball, go watch Sonic 3. Like it's in theaters now.
Yeah.
All right. Agent Alaska 9000. Funny how this was Dragon Ball's 40th, and 2025 will be Mario's 40th. My favorite 2 series. Yeah, well, I hope they put out a good Mario game next year, bro. Because Mario Wonder was like incredible, dude. So I love that fucking game. I got your SMB3 Goku shirt for the occasion. Much love. Yeah, Mario and Dragon Ball. That was not designed by DEADDARK. But
that wasn't. No.
Yes. That was an artist that I don't speak to anymore because they kind of turned out to be an asshole. Carlos Hernandez says, do you think Toriyama had an idea for an ending of DBZ before he passed away, or did he leave it open for Toyotaro and the studio to decide how it ends? He already ended it, my friend, in 1995. That's when the manga ended. Everything that's come out since has taken place before the end of Z. Now, if your question is, because I don't think his question, I'm going to try and figure out his question.
I think he means Super. Maybe he means Super.
I think what he's asking is if Toriyama figured out an ending either for Super or for what happens after End of Z, and we have no idea.
Yeah.
We don't know. All I know is that long time ago, like 20 years ago, Toriyama said in an interview, he said, I wanted to end the series here because the characters are getting too old. which was funny, but also something he said a long time ago, way before Super, way before Daima. So I would assume that maybe he changed.
Yeah, I mean, when you say that, I automatically think of Goku when he was old with the mustache and the white hair and the walking stick. I love that image. Yeah, I mean, at the time he probably didn't think it would carry on again, and then obviously the studio took over and did whatever they did with GT and stuff. But was it because of the movie that we don't talk about that made him come back? Is that correct?
Yes and no. That story's been yes and no. Yes and no. What happened was Evolution was coming out. Toriyama found out about it, and at first he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm for it. Let's see how they do. Let's give them a break." Toriyama was optimistic at first. It wasn't his call. It was a deal that was made between Toei Animation and 20th Century Fox.
Right.
So what happened was when Evolution actually came out, Toriyama was interviewed again, and he was not happy. This time he said they didn't ask me any questions. They screwed up the whole. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it. They messed up the story. They messed up the characters. This is not my version of Dragon Ball. And he was basically pissed. They didn't even ask him anything, which is true. When Battle of Gods was being made, this would have been 2012. When Battle of Gods was put into commission, the script was written by Yusuke Watanabe and was supposed to be just Toei Animation, no Toriyama. Toriyama stepped up himself and said, no, because of what happened with Evolution, I want to at least look at what you're doing. And that's what led to him rewriting Beerus and Whis to being, because Whis was the character he just came up with out of thin air. Beerus was supposed to be a lizard that made the Saiyans evil hundreds of years ago. That was all changed by Toriyama. Yeah, that was all changed. There's a video on my channel called The Dragon Ball Renaissance Explained, and it goes into the 2008 Yo-Son Goku special and Toriyama's return to the series. I'll make another video about it in the future. So okay, now let's see what else we got here. Air Dog says, why is Gomah king? Is he related to Dabura somehow? I don't believe he's related to him, but they just kind of, that's actually a good question. They just say he's the next king. Like they didn't even, maybe there's like a lineage. Maybe there's like, I don't know, but they just said he was maybe we will find out that he's related to Dabura. I don't think so. It doesn't look like him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's not. Yeah. I mean, obviously, because you got Abora, and then
Dabura, his son,
Dabura,
and then this guy.
So why is it him? Yeah, that's a good point. Why is it him? Maybe it will get explained. Maybe it will get explained.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's just because there's nobody else, and he's like, "Well, I'm stepping in then."
This is not a leak, because I've said this before.
Yeah,
we will see a flashback to Dabura at some point in Daima.
Oh, okay.
We will see Dabura in the past. Before there, you got your leak, buddy boy. Before, it's not really a leak though.
I was just about to say, you said it wasn't a leak.
It is and it isn't, bro. I'm not gonna go into the details of it, but we are going to see Dabura like prior to the events of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, it would make sense. It would make sense anyway. It would make sense for them to do that because Dabura was, he was respected in that area. There's a statue of him. He's king of the demon world. So it would make sense for them to say something, to show us something about what happened. So that makes complete sense to me.
I hope we do see it. Yeah. All right, Saint Fisuto says, just a hypothetical. Do you think Goku would have been stronger than the original Kid Buu before he absorbed the South and Grand Supreme Kai? That is a tricky question. Well, first of all, you have to tell me which Goku. What are we talking about? Daima Goku, Dragon Ball Z Goku?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is this. That's a difficult question to answer. I think, and I've done a whole video on this, I don't think Goku could have beaten either Kid Buu or Fat Buu in the Buu saga because Super Saiyan 3 would not allow him to withstand that fight. And Majin Buu is very difficult to kill. And he wouldn't have been able to get the job done because Buu would have kept regenerating and Goku couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was Vegeta. Let me answer this one real quick. Wasn't the Boers when he meant King of Sandland before Dragon Ball? No, he's putting a smiling emoji. People seem to think that's the same character, but it's not. It just looks like it. So what do you think, bro? Do you think that Goku was stronger than Kid Buu before absorbing the South and Grand Kai's? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's possible, but I don't know.
What's the timeline when he absorbed the Kai's? What was the timeline?
Hundreds of years ago, bro. They don't.
So then, no, he wouldn't because he wasn't around. But I suppose
that's what I'm saying. I asked him which Goku, so I don't know.
So that I think, you need to know which Goku it is. But then again, probably not because, like you say, Super Saiyan 3, it's too much. It's too much on the body. No, I wouldn't have thought so. But then again, you got plot armor. So maybe.
Well, one of the things that I've said and I've made very clear, and I don't care what anybody else says or I think I'm wrong about this. I know I'm right about it. Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Buu saga, when he says, "Oh, I could have beaten Majin Buu if I had been given the ability to power up." Well, you were given the ability to power up, and you still couldn't get the job done. And people seem to think that, oh no, it actually means he could have. No, he couldn't have because Majin Buu, whether it be Kid Buu or Majin Fat Buu, he constantly regenerates to the point where it's not the same as Namekian regeneration. It's not the same as Cell. This is a magic-based regeneration.
Yeah.
Goku would be hitting him with everything he's got and not be strong enough to kill him. Vegeta, on the other hand, that's such a higher level of power that he can disintegrate him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You need to completely evaporate him completely, like they had to do on Supreme Kai Planet. No, you had to get this all that spirit energy to vaporize him on a planet as well that can't be destroyed because it's so big. Because obviously, if he was doing that on Earth, Earth is gone. Everyone's dead, and then Goku's dead because no, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's that's what I think. Okay, so next one here is from Shamar Henderson. Toriyama remind me of Stan Lee because he died 6 years ago. Well, I talked about that, and I was actually kind of surprised that the Toriyama death seemed to be a bigger deal. And I think the reason for that's because by the time that Stan Lee died, he was already a very old guy, whereas Toriyama died pretty young, bro. Like, Toriyama was not an old man when he died. It wasn't like he was 90.
I think people were expecting Stan Lee to pop off at any moment because, like you say, he was very, very old. Pretty sure he wrote comics in one of the World War, the Second World War.
I'm pretty sure it was after that. I think it was right after that.
So again, that's a long time ago. So, and whereas Toriyama, obviously, it was just completely out of the blue and bang. And obviously, he doesn't really talk much anyway, does he? Whereas Stanley is very much in the public eye as well, so we see him all the time. So for him to just suddenly just be gone like that, everyone passing it's always a surprise anyway. But when he went, it was a big shock. So, but I think I understand because for Marvel Comics, it's Stan Lee. Anime, you think of Toriyama. At least I do anyway. Maybe that's what he kind of means.
When you look at like the history of anime and manga, right, and you kind of look at who the hold on, let me make sure I get this guy's name right. Who the tippy top people were, as far as historically goes. The only guy you could put above Toriyama is Osamu Tezuka, who's the guy who created Astro Boy, because Astro Boy was the first manga anime that put that style of art on the map. And actually, we talked about this. I posted about this when Toriyama died. Osamu Tezuka actually praised Toriyama in the 80s before he died. This man said about Toriyama that he's a prodigy. And like you and I have talked about, this before. The thing that makes Toriyama such a crazy art prodigy, and I'm going to ask you about this because you're an actual artist. Toriyama is able to fill up a page like that. Like when Toriyama was writing the manga, it wasn't like he would, most artists take their time, make sure everything looks good, like really take their time with it. Toriyama was fast as fuck. Like he would draw Goku really quick. And it's like, that's like God-given talent. That's not just I'm a good artist I practice. That's I have some gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's kind of a style that I work. So
I was going to ask you how fast it takes you to draw like a basic,
Well, so I'm going to show you something.
All right.
I drew this. So I used to have a therapy session when I was young. I was a very angry person. This is a therapy session from. Well, not as much as I used to be, but anyway, this is a comic or a page of comic. You can't really see it particularly well.
I can see it better there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good. Whatever the fuck it is. That's you.
Yeah. So that is me as a child. Okay. So I was going for some therapy sessions and stuff like that, really? and I drew that in my therapy session, which was 2 hours. Right now, I drew that because this is a very relatable character. Okay, I drew that when I was 17, and I'm 39 now.
People are praising your shit, bro.
Oh, so thank you.
So you were a prodigy too, then?
I wouldn't say that. Let's not say this.
This motherfucker, Dead Dark's ego is so big. He's like, I'm gonna have him call me a prodigy too, not just Toriyama.
No. I'm nothing like that. There are far better artists out there than me. Ones that I really look up to, that I'm in awe of. I mean, there's one called Tristan Jones that does Godzilla and
you know Aliens. Who I like, bro? Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane is
monster.
He helped me without even knowing. He did this thing like talking about like strategy and the way he does. I would kill to do a Spawn cover art for him. I do it. I mean, I say it to you. I do it for free, like, because it's not about money. It's about that accolade of drawing Spawn on a cover art or anything like that. Because I love cover art. But anyway, so this image here, I redrew it quite recently because I'm rebringing this comic idea back. And I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot about this.
No, go for it, bro. Let me see.
So this I redrew this. That was the original character here, and I've redrew it.
Can you put it a little bit closer because that's not finished yet, right?
No, just pencils. Okay.
Right. That's not even close to being done. You still got to color it. Yeah, I got you.
Yep. So let me find you this.
I like Spawn too, actually. I'm a big Spawn.
I love Spawn. Spawn is amazing. Like,
I have the first 4 volumes of the collected editions. The first early part of that comic was great. It got stupid later on, but the early part was fire.
So, okay, now this is what I'm going to show you. So this is this one here. Can you see that?
I can kind of see it.
Yep.
So he's got in the chat see it. Let me know if the chat can see it. Go ahead.
So he's got a blindfold across his eyes. He's got long hair. He's got 2 very
it reminds me demonic of the blind kid that Majin Boo gave sight to, like Jesus.
You got all these eyes in the background. This took me about an hour and a half, maybe, and this is rough. This is rough.
Oh, so you ain't like Toriyama who can fucking do that in like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. So and then I'll show you this, and then I sculpt it a little bit better on my iPad just to neaten it up, and this is it now. And this took me, oh shit, sorry. This took me an hour, and that's it now.
Yeah, that looks like polished. Like at that point, it's like ready to go.
That's not ready to go yet. So with Toriyama, I understand. So probably what he does is he pencils it out very, very quickly, gets the basic shapes, the foundations, the how he what because obviously you have to when you're doing this sort of stuff, you see it as a movie. You're your own director. So you're drawing it as though you're seeing it as a movie, and you do it very, very quick in pencil, and then you finalize it with inks. And obviously, he probably had a team to help him do that as well, because a lot of comic artists, comic companies, and manga artists probably do that as well. So you have someone that does all the blacks, and then someone who does all the colors. But yeah, so
people in the chat are saying you should go get a job for Toei, and I'm like, I don't think he wants to take that pay cut. I don't think he wants to take that pay cut, bro.
I'd do it for free. I'd do it for free.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because then they'll hold you to it.
I say it to you all the time, don't I? I'd do it for free.
Yeah, I know, but I still insist.
I know. I know.
People are saying you should draw your own manga. I mean, you do have your own. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
That is one comic that I'm working on. It's going to be called Dark Matter, and I do have a Dragon Ball. I saw it.
Remember what the Joker said. If you're good at something,
never do it for free. Yeah. So I do have a Dragon Ball type manga that I am going to write, that I've been working on for about, well, it makes it sound like a long time, but like during lockdown, I come up with it, and I spoke to you about it. Yeah. And I am going to flesh it out pretty soon. It's different. It's in the same universe as Dragon Ball, but it just runs alongside. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story.
This guy's asking for me to do a manga. We'll talk about it, bro. I'll tell you
that's what I said. I said we should do it.
We will do it. We will do it in time. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
When I was in fourth grade, I drew my own comic as well. I sucked. I'll plainly tell you that I sucked. And I was really into Marvel. Like, I really got into Marvel when I was in fourth grade. And I drew 43 issues. That's a lot of issues of comics called The Unstoppable Ninjas. It was a team of ninjas that each had their own power. And I can't tell you the names. I cannot tell you the names of the villains because they're all really absurdly profane words that'll get me canceled. But I was in fourth grade, and for example, one of the villains' name is Mr. Shit. Yeah. So, and I purposely gave the villains stupid fucking names like that. And people nowadays are so Toriyama, like, dude, I didn't even know Toriyama did this till I got into Dragon Ball. And this is fourth grade before I got into Dragon Ball. So using names like Granola and like Do and Koo, like, it's supposed to be stupid. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. It's a method that works. And it's like, you don't always come up with like these amazing names and stuff like that. I mean, like, for example, like Berserk, his name is Guts. The main character is called Guts. And it's like sometimes you do come up with shit names, but they work. That's it.
Mr. Shit.
Yeah, Mr. Shit, Mr. Piss.
I'll tell you more after the
Absolutely,
stream. Yeah. All right, with Wachowski's Fishing Sickness. Thanks for unbanning me. Love your content. I did unban him earlier. I don't even remember banning him. So, Hardcore GYT, who has better regeneration, Boo or Zamasu? Zamasu's immortal, so that's more of a he doesn't get hurt. Boo has better regeneration, like biologically, not magically.
He's designed that way. That's the way he is.
Now, I want to talk about Majin Duu before we get out of here. Let me get to this question. Austin Warden says, is there any way to watch Dragon Ball Z in the original broadcast Jap dub? Yes, there is a way. You need to go back to the Super Magic Show stream that I did with Seed of Might. I'll tell you exactly what stream it was. I'm going to know because I want him to look at this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Just give me one moment. I need to share my screen because I'm going to show him what I'm talking about. And this actually goes for really anybody. It's not just him. Oh, and I want to talk to you about Majin Duu, and that'll be the last thing before we close. We're already a little bit over the time that I wanted to.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. I've really enjoyed it.
I had a good time. Yeah. So here's my channel. You're gonna want to go to where the fuck is it? Here it is. Toei's poor treatment and poor Dragon Ball treatment and how to watch properly. Toei's Dragon Ball treatment and how to watch properly. It's a big stream, but I cannot give you. Listen, I cannot give you links. You'll understand why when you see the stream. I just can't post links of where to watch it because that would be like piracy kind of, and we're not doing that right now. All right, RPT says, DEADDARK, what is your top 10 favorite site artists? Could be manga, anime, or comics. Could be anything. That's an interesting question. Are you able to do a top 10 now, or you're not ready for that?
What? So what does he mean? Sorry, like my top 10 artists?
He says top 10 favorite site artists. I don't know what he means by site, but I'm guessing just maybe he means like comic book and I don't know. What do you answer it however you want? Who are your top 10 artists? Is Picasso on the list?
Okay, so it really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. There's so many different genres and stuff. So
yes, there are.
I think probably I'd say like
that's a loaded question, bro.
Yeah, I would say let's just because we're on Geekdom 101. We're all geeks. Let's think comic book and manga. Let's stick to that. So I'll probably say Toriyama, Toyotaro, Kintaro Miura, even though he's passed. And oh my god, I can't remember his Takashi Akazaki, who did Afro Samurai. Oh my god, I can't remember the artist who did Chainsaw Man.
What do you think about guys like Jack Kirby, Eric Larson? Like Eric Larson is more recent, but like Jack Kirby's like the forefather of like comics. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, he's the OG.
Older
Jack
style.
Kirby. Yeah, definitely. So Jack Kirby. The thing is as well with yes, he's in terms of Marvel and stuff like that, he's absolutely amazing. So but for me, I'm very picky. I like what I like, and so I do like Jack Kirby stuff, but for me, he's not one of my favorites.
All right, that's fine. So, no. However you want to answer it, because that's a big question.
So Todd McFarlane is another one, and I because what I love about Todd McFarlane is he changed the dynamic of Spider-Man. He made you think about him differently. So Spider-Man with Jack Kirby and John Romita, they had him very blocky fighting poses, like this. He changed the dynamic of the way he moves. So I'm always certain that he said that he studied the human anatomy and how far can that leg come over when he's crawling. He studied the way the fingers work and stuff like that. So Todd McFarlane is up there. He is up there. The way he draws body types is amazing.
Someone in the chat brought up Alex Ross. I love Alex Ross, bro.
Yes.
Again, I have Kingdom Come over there, bro, and that's one of the best stories ever.
Yeah. So Alex Ross, he is there's so many artists that I like, and it all depends on how I'm feeling at the time. I mean, I've got loads. Jim Lee of it. Yeah, Jim Lee for Batman. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
He draws Batman fast too.
Yes, he does. I actually inked some pages that he did. Not officially. I had to do it in university because I was studying cartoon and comic arts in university. And one of our things was to do what inkers do and pencilers do and colorists do. And they said, right, we want you to do you're an inker. So I had to ink all the blacks. And there's certain things you have to do on the pages, so you know which part is black and which bit's shaded and which bit's cross-hatched. And I did a full page, all different panels. I did that in I think it was like half an hour, because I knew exactly where I was going with it. I didn't have to create it; it was just straight in.
It was just flowing. You were like Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think out of those two techniques, it would probably be Ultra Ego is the one that I would get rather than Ultra Instinct.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't let Toriyama get any glory without you jumping in saying, "I've got talent too." That's a good question though from RPT.
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a difficult one.
So, okay, so let's talk about Majin Duu. AB says, whom else do you think Duu will absorb besides Ku? Well, I never said that he's going to absorb him. I said it's a possibility. Majin Duu's body, the way it's like jiggly, he could put his head inside of his body. It seems like he can absorb. Ku, no, but I think Duu can absorb. Will Duu absorb Ku? It's possible. I mentioned it. I do not know. I'm being genuine. I do not know if that happens.
I have a theory. I have a theory about what I think is going to happen when he's battling Tamagami. Oh, which number is it? Is it one? Sorry.
One? Yeah, one's the one he's trying to beat.
I think he's going to turn him into chocolate and spit out a Dragon Ball. That's what I think he's going to do.
So he eats the chocolate and then his body inside takes the Dragon Ball out. That'd be a cool scene.
I think he's not going to be able to beat him hand to hand. So I think he's just going to turn him into chocolate and eat him. That's what I think he's going to do. And I think we're going to see Majin Ku's face like like that. I think he's going to make it funny, and then he's just going to spit out a Dragon Ball.
Look at this guy. Daima's like watching the worst fan art universe come to life.
What?
I don't know, man. You read. I'm going to suggest to him you should read more Toriyama. People need to read more Toriyama.
Yeah,
to understand why he does shit like this.
Because obviously there was a thing going around with saying that Majin Ku is a stupid design. All the designs aren't really
they're all kind of goofy, yeah.
Yeah, even if you think about it, right? Goku's eyes. Who has massive fucking eyes that take up 3/4 of his head?
That's
and
a lot
spiky
of anime.
hair.
That's a lot of anime, bro.
But I mean, just in general, like to have eyes like that, it's an odd design in Japanese culture compared to what we have over here with Marvel and stuff. They try and keep the eyes normal or small.
Right.
So and you got like Kid Boo. Yeah, you got Kid Boo. There's loads of designs that are stupid. I mean, that's stupid, man. Like that's a silly thing. You shouldn't say stuff like that.
I think, and I've said this before, a lot of people in the West got into Dragon Ball because they watched the Frieza saga or the Cell saga dubbed, which makes the show edgier, and they have the Falconer music, and so to them, like their vision of what Dragon Ball is like that part of Z, and I enjoy that. I am not saying that they shouldn't enjoy what they enjoy. I'm not that kind of guy. But
I've got two favorite scenes from that part. That
tons of favorites.
Yeah, the Goku versus Vegeta Kamehameha with the Falconer music. Oh my god! When I first saw that, it blew my head off.
What are you talking about? Which one?
With Goku versus Vegeta, the Kamehameha and Gallic Gun battle with the Falconer music.
Falconer never did that. Falconer never did that.
Sorry. What's it fucking called? What the Ocean dub? Sorry, when it was the Ocean dub.
That was Ron Wasserman, bro. And
sorry, my apologies. Yes, so that. Oh my god, it just hit so hard when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and then obviously when Vegeta
hits hard in any language.
Yeah, that was the thing that dragged me into, or just hooked me on Dragon Ball, and then that's it. I remember watching Dragon Ball, when I was a kid, and I watched it, and it was, I enjoyed it, but I was too much into Turtles at the time, I think.
I love Turtles, bro. Where do you put Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird as far as artists go?
Oh my god! Do you know what? I absolutely love that style. I really do like it. I love it, and obviously now that they've re-brought the Turtles back how they wanted to with The Last Ronin, and he was heavily Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird actually joined back together again because I believe they fell out.
Yeah.
And
they were inspired by Daredevil, and when you think about Daredevil, you think about Frank Miller, another fucking legend.
Frank Miller. Yeah, check this out.
I've got the Wolverine set back there that he did, and I love it, bro. Where he's fighting the hand and shit.
Check that out. Look at the size of this. Frank Miller, Sin City.
Oh, that's the Sin City thing. What is?
Yeah, it's
like a big book. Is that a book?
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. So these were the size of the pages that he used. Absolutely massive. I don't know if everybody can see that.
I don't know, but it looks good from here.
It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, Frank Miller is the OG. There's so many, new and old, that are amazing. And I just hope one day that I will be classed as one of the OGs. that's my goal. That's my goal.
I always appreciate your work and what you've done for me as far as the merch goes. There's people in the chat right now and people in the real world who are wearing your art, whether it be on their body permanently or whether it be on a shirt. And that's fucking cool, bro. Like when I first put merchandise out, it wasn't one of those things where I was trying to make a ton of money. There's a little bit of extra income there, but there's no way that I could live off of my merch. Not in this economy. But the idea was more so like, I want people to rock a cool Dragon Ball shirt, not the lame ones that they usually put out, like a cool fucking shirt that I like either came up with or that's got my name or my brand on it. And and that's why I make merch. I mean, there is obviously a financial incentive, but it's not like I get rich off of it, bro. You know? No.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you do anything, it's good to have a financial incentive anyway. Like you said, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. And you know, like that's good.
Here's another one, bro. This guy must be new here. Why didn't they do the Morrow Arc instead of the magic stuff?
Oh, for God's sake.
No. Look, I'm gonna help you out, bro.
I mean, like I say, some people probably don't know. You know, some people probably don't know. And it's like, okay, cool.
That's fine. And that's fine. I'm going to find it. I'm going to show you right now, my friend. Yes, it is the same guy. I know. Go to the Geekdom 101 YouTube channel, right? Which is the one that you're on right now. Look at this video right here. Where is Dragon Ball Super? Why Dragon Ball Daima exists?
Yeah.
And this video right here at 444,000 views, which I'm happy about, not because of the money, but because people are actually learning what really happened. That will tell you why they did this and not the Morrow Arc. And that will also explain why Super didn't come back in 2019. But of course, the people that have a hate boner for me are going to ignore it. And that's fine. One of the things I learned from one of my mentors is whenever somebody's being a dick to you online, look at them and think, would you ever trade places with them? And there ain't a single motherfucker who I would ever trade places with. I'm happy.
That's good advice. That's good advice, actually. I like that. I might use it myself. It is good
advice. I agree. He says, is that the one you say Suisha's fighting for DB? I said that in a couple videos, but that is covered in that one. And that video came out before Toriyama died, so make sure you get that. So anyways, we're going to close out, bro. Thank you for spending some extra time with me. There's one last one. Would it be awesome if we get SS3 from Vegeta first? It would be for Vegeta fans. I guess we'll find out this week, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Majin. Oh, we just got another one, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to say no.
Hey, bro, listen, I've got nothing on. So if they keep coming in, let's stay. I'm happy. As long as you can, I'm happy to stay. I've got no problem.
No, I know, but I don't want. We're 2.5 hours. I don't want to hold you that much, but he says, just join the stream. SS3 Vegeta happening, yay or nay? You're the best DB YouTuber in the business. Well, I am the best. Now, I cannot answer that. I cannot answer that question here because
you can't.
Because it's a leak. However, hold on. I can't type right now.
And yeah, like I said, bro, I'm good. I've got nothing on, so I'm good. Whenever
I'm going to do them a favor, though.
Yeah.
So if you type in Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Daima, true or false, because that's literally, he said yay or nay. Here's a video from 3 months ago that will answer the question, is Vegeta getting Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, and will it be this coming week? I don't know if it's going to be this coming week or if it's happening. You got to watch the video to find out.
Yeah.
So, and the important thing is to remember, if it's true, remember who told you literally 3 months ago. And by the way, for the record, the only reason as to why I even made that video is because somebody who I have issues with was telling me that I am not an insider. Okay. Now you look stupid.
And now they change the narrative and say that, oh, you're ruining the franchise. Fuck off.
That's why I have that thing with the 2 buttons, fraud or stop leaking Daima.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that not that long ago. Actually,
I made that.
Yeah. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I am going to make one for you though. I am going to draw a meme and I'm going to make it for you, and you can just post it whenever you need it, and you know which one it is.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we leave. Yeah, because I'm thinking of a couple.
Is this one?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
With the Cheetos.
The Cheetos. Yeah, you love that Cheetos line.
I genuinely, that fucking floored me. That floored me.
It's true.
I love it.
This guy's saying, damn, Vegeta's really going to get SSJ, huh? Motherfucker, watch the video. Yeah, instead of motherfucker, watch the fucking video. I literally am showing it to you saying, hey, watch the video. It takes time for me to make these things. It takes time for me to find information, dude.
Watch the video.
Watch the fucking video. You know. Anyways, thanks so much for being here, bro.
No problem, bro.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, to the people in the chat. We're out of here. Just don't hang up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll let you go shortly. So
yeah.
Have a good one. I will see you guys Tuesday for the Mongolian. And then if you're going to stop by the Twitch on Wednesday and we watch the Rumble, that'd be cool. I might stream. I'm thinking about streaming the Jiren story mode on Monday because I really ain't got shit to do on Monday. So I was like, fuck it, you know. So yeah, people are saying that you were a great guest, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Mate, honestly, I really, really enjoyed it. If ever you need me again, you know where I am. I'll jump back in, no problem.
Talk about it.
And if everybody else enjoyed me as well, then that's great. And thank you everyone for being really supportive of my artwork. I really, really appreciate it.
And I want to say this. There are still going to be at least 2 more pieces of merch that DEADDARK does for me coming either this month, January, or February. For sure, February. So you're going to get 2 new pieces of merchandise very soon. Save your money because there's some good stuff cooking in the background, but we can't release it yet because we're waiting for things to happen in Daima. So if you're wondering, damn, Geekdom, you know about Daima, so it gives you the advantage over other people. Yeah, the difference between me and other YouTubers, though. Am I frozen?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I froze.
You've done after image.
There we go.
You did after image.
Yeah. Now, okay. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
That was weird. Okay. What I was going to say is the difference between me and these fucking self-righteous people who pretend that they don't leak when they do is that I'm honest with you about it. Like, I don't bullshit. I don't bullshit people. Like, if you're going to ask me a question, I'm hooking my phone back up after that asshole. If you're going to ask me a question, like if you're going to say, hey, Geekdom, when is Super the anime going to come back? And I tell you I don't know, it's because I don't know. Yeah. I'm not hiding shit from you. If I know, I'll be like, yeah, I know, but I'm not allowed to say yada, 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 yada. You know, I'm not going to bullshit you. Like, I'm not going to fucking be phony. A lot of these YouTubers are fucking phony, bro. Like, the majority of the big content creators in this fandom are fucking phony. And I know because I was friends with them. So trust me, I'm too real for those motherfuckers. Anyways, bro, I'm tired of ranting. We're going off here. Have a good one, y'all. Have a good week. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Stop by.